Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Glad you could be here Monday morning. I'm gonna try and get the audio right. Still trying to get that stuff figured out. I don't know. Audio, it's difficult, because I can turn down the media player for myself and my volume, but I'm never quite sure how the volume is for all of you people. So, if the audio is weird, or if I should turn it up, turn it down, just let me know. So yeah, today, like the video description says, we are going to be doing some game development. We're going to be working on Tomb of Versilius. So let's just jump straight into it. So let's get this pulled up. We've got our Trello board with all of our stuff to do. So really quick, maybe we should just take a look really quickly at the game. I just kind of see where we left off. I know we did some work last week on it, and there's some stuff I know that I want to do, and then there's some other stuff that I feel like I need to add to the to-do list, so let's just jump in. So last time we were working on the decorations. That's right. So we've got that working, which is fantastic. Got the animated portions working, so we've got the torches, all that fun stuff, which we can also use to add other things, make them animated as well. So I think last week I was kind of saying we could do dripping water, magical elements, whatever we would want to do. But yeah. So I think at this point, I know that there was a bug that I will probably want to fix today. And that was with when you're drawing cards, when the character... Oh yeah, I'll talk about this guy in a little bit. But yeah, so when you're drawing cards... Okay, there we go. I may just die. Oh, there we go. All right, 21. Oh yeah, that's what it was. So when you're drawing cards, you can then click attack still. So yeah, I think I have that written down as a bug we need to fix. But anyway, so yeah. So let's jump into that. That monster that you just saw, the giant tree guy, I added him over the break that I took last week. So, yeah, because I was kind of showing the game. Oh my gosh, come on, there we go. I was showing the game to some family, and I was like, so I was showing it to my brother, who also works with RPG Maker a little bit, and I wanted to show him how easy it was to add a monster to the game, and so I just quickly showed him, and this is what I added. So it's really nothing that crazy. As you can tell, the animation's kind of it's not great. Spent just a quick few seconds editing. But anyway, so yeah. So let's jump into it, and let's see what progress we can make today. So the first thing, I think we want to fix that bug, which I think I wrote down here. Yeah, we can already say that we created a third monster. Eventually, we're not really going to have a to-do list for monsters and floors, since that'll just be something we do anyway. Let's see. Add a switch. Auto-draw 2 cards on monster encounter. I want to add that today. When hand busting, disable attack button. Okay. Yes, let's do that. So, over here, we've got on this event, this is the attack button. And this is the draw button. So, the draw button is where... Okay, so that's just turning on draw button. Okay, so that's when you're pressing it, draw button pressed. Draw cards, so it turns on draw cards. And then this is the dice move event. Ooh, yep. Player damage, loading. Okay, card draws. So over here, when B is turned on, so this is determining our soft hands. So if you get a soft hand, that's all of that. Okay, that's all of that for that. Okay. So where? Okay, so there's bust. So when you bust, so maybe, so at the end of this, we're turning off draw cards and all of that fun stuff. So I think we can just go off of switch number 6. So if we come over here to attack, so for you, let's add a conditional branch if the switch draw cards is off. Then you can do all this fun stuff. So that's the attack, yada, 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 yada. Let's get down here to the bottom. To there. It'll cut you. And it messes up a little bit when you're copying or cutting or deleting large chunks of code. The event page gets a little bit bugged out. Again, because, well, I say again, I've talked about this before. When you have events with just crazy amounts of code, like even this would be considered a lot of code for an event in RPG Maker. And yeah, when you just start getting that much, it just bugs out the event for some reason. It works. It still works. I know they have a limit. I can't remember what it is. But anyway, it just kind of makes it wig out, which is why, like, here, like, all of these pages are doing the exact same thing, but I have them broken out into smaller pages so that it doesn't bug out as much. Anyway, okay, that should fix that. So, let's come over here. Let's find a test monster. So we'll draw. Yes, okay, so we want to bust. Draw again, draw again. Okay, perfect. That is exactly what we need. Yeah, I was spamming that attack button. Okay, yeah, there we go. Fixed. We have fixed it. Fantastic. That was probably the easiest bug ever. I mean, I didn't expect it to be that difficult, but... Okay, yes, we want to add more room decorations. We want to add another floor eventually. Creating the exit. Auto-drawing 2 cards on monster encounter. Let's do that, because that should also be pretty quick. So we're going to base this off of... That's the transition. Okay, this is spawning the items and the monsters. It's right here. Spawn monster. Okay. So if it's... Yeah. So if it's spawning a monster, we're just going to say, always, we want it to just draw the cards. So, over here, card draws. We're going to turn on draw cards. Is there anything else that the actual button is doing, though? Okay, so it's literally just turning on draw cards. Okay, that should be easy enough then. So we'll come over here. It spawns the monster. And then turn on draw cards. Yes. So then, anytime you enter a room that has a monster, it will just auto-draw the 2 cards. That's how Blackjack works. Like, when you start your hand, you get 2 cards. Like, that's just the default. So, let's find a monster. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay. Yeah, that should be fine. It didn't quite fully finish the transition animation, but since it's down here and the transition's happening up here, that should be totally fine. So, then you have the option to draw another card, and then you attack. Bam, bam, bam. Okay. Ooh, Blackjack. I also do at some point want to add some kind of animation, or... that. Okay, that's a lot nicer, to have it just auto-draw. That is nice. I do also, at some point, I'm just thinking about this, well, okay, yeah, so that's that. So that feature is done. We're good. I'll explain what I'm thinking in just a second. Okay, yep, I like it. It's good. Fantastic. We can mark that off the board. We're just flying through things today. Okay, so we're going to add autoplay toggle. Whoa. Autoplay toggle. Just because, like, I don't want to fully automate everything, but if there's anyone who's not a fan of playing, well, if you're not a fan of playing Blackjack, you're probably not going to be playing this game anyway. But I figure we might as well have some type of auto battle. There's a lot of RPGs that have auto battling where it's just the characters, they run on their own, and so the auto battling would kind of be like that. So, crap. I forgot to, alright, here we go. So many little things. I forgot to hit start the recording. Yeah. Also, Yeah, you can kind of see the edge of the green screen there. I might need to adjust that. 2 seconds. Yeah, there's that. Nope. 1, 2. That help? Gotta get these lights on. Yeah. So I've got these 2 lights. I bought just like some cheap lights on Amazon because my previous lighting was terrible. I just had a little desk lamp next to me, and it was fine. But I got these cheap lights, but I have a power strip down under my desk, and it has USB ports on it, which is fantastic. But I've noticed that the power draw of these 2 lights, if one is maxed out, the other one starts to dim. It's like right around there. There's like two levels before the highest. That if I start cranking it from there, I notice the other light starts to dim, and then vice versa. So I probably need to plug them into different outlets, like get actual bricks. But it's fine for now. It's fine for now. Yeah. Also for now, we'll just say ignore that. Ignore this little bit here. Don't look at it. Okay. Let's keep going. All right, that was a complete derailment. Let's see. Okay, where were we? So we got the auto toggle. Yes, that'll be later though. That's just something we aren't ever really gonna need that. So, okay. 3rd floor room decorations. Make the vitality mod not fully heal the player. We do need to work on that, which I'm kind of thinking here. I want the stats to do more. So let me explain what I mean. So right now, you start with 1 vitality, 1 dexterity, 1 strength, 1 luck, right? Just ones across the board. But I want these stats to be more impactful. So we're going to say each stat adds 3 instead of 2. So there's just a little bit more to it. Because I want the dice that you're collecting and merging to boost your stats to feel good, but I want your permanent stats you get to feel even better. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to say each one of these stats does 3. So to change that, well, let's just set this to active because I want to get that fixed. Okay, so then we're on the dice move. Dice pickup, released. So when you release the dice, and you're adding it to your vitality, this is what's increasing it. So we want you to be setting the max health to that times 3. Yes. I also need to change that down here. Times 3. Oh, I completely forgot. It's Monday. I try to limit my caffeine intake over the weekends, but on the weekdays, it's just a good day. Okay, so that's going to make my max health... Crap. That is not what we want. Because this is the dice, not the stats themselves. We don't want the dice to increase it by 3. We're going to go with 2. Oh, crap. That is... I don't know why I was thinking that was the case. We have not actually made the stats do anything yet. This is strictly the dice, which is fine. That's great. So we know that we eventually, once we get the stats, because right now you can't level up. You gain experience as you're fighting, but there's no level up system. So I should actually Create level up system. Yes. Okay. Yeah. We're gonna need that eventually. What's the point of gaining experience if you're not gonna level up ever? Okay, so what we need to do is... This still runs into the issue of how are you going to heal yourself? I'm thinking... Because right now, I could just have it be when you put the dice down, because it's increasing your HP, right? It's increasing your HP. Wait. No, this does need to be times 3. Because you are setting player max HP. I think 51 is max HP, right? Player max HP, yes. So it's 50, 51, 52. So 50 and 51. Okay, yes. So set player max HP to player vitality times 3. Yeah, so that does need to be times 3. Okay, yes. So that is times 3 plus 3, which is the dice you have picked up. The player HP mod. Yes. Yes. So this is just the increasing of the HP. So it's taking your vitality times 3. So if you're at 1 vitality, you've got 3 life. If you're at 2 vitality, you have 6 life, so on and so forth. And then the plus 3 is the dice that you're holding. So if you have if you've got a 2 vitality dice and you add it, it's going to be 6 plus 2, 8. Right. So this is the only part we need to change to get the healing working. So this is player HP equals player's max HP. So this is just fully going. Okay. So what if we say you heal based on the dice you're placing times 2? Yeah. Well, that could be. So for the first while, it's probably going to seem like you are just maxing out your health. But as you get further along in the game and you have more max HP, it's not going to be quite as much. The thing is, I don't want the system to be too confusing. Like I don't want people to not quite understand how they're being healed. But I want it to feel good when you get healed, right? So yeah, I think that should be good. So, okay, so what do we need to do then? So we need to set player's HP to player's HP. Okay, we need another bracket. Plus... we need game variable 3. Okay, then we need another bracket times 2. Yes. Yeah. So that will be setting the player's HP to the HP. So this is basically just saying if your HP is 3 and your max HP is 10, set it to 3 plus what you're holding times 2. So if you're holding a dice that is a 4, then it's going to heal it 8. Yes. That should be good. So you're no longer getting healed all the way. You're getting healed your dice modifier times 2, which should be fine. Okay, so we should just be able to replace... Wait, why was this one increasing and healing? They were both doing the same thing. Did I just have the comment weird on there? Because that's the exact same code. Yeah, it's the exact same code, just minus the one that I just changed. But I do like this comment more. So let's get rid of that. Let's replace the comment here, and we'll replace the comment here. It's just more descriptive. Lets me know more of what that code's doing. Okay. So, with that, if we... Let's just see. So my max HP should be 3. Perfect. And then let's draw... I'm kind of thinking I'm just going to... Oh, there we go. Okay, so then my max HP with this should be 4. Why is it 5? Oh! I didn't take that into account. So I believe right now my max HP is 4, but my HP is at 5. The reason being, because I didn't put any limiter on it. So, if we come in here, and we come back down here... Nope. Up. There we go. So it doesn't take into account what your max HP is. So it was healing me. So that was my bad. It did exactly what I told it to do, which is my bad. So let's do if game variables dot value of 50. Oh crap. Yes, if game variables dot value 50 is equal to or greater than... No, we just want greater than. If you're greater than 51, then we are going to game variables set value of 50 to to 51. We'll close that up. Okay. Yes. So if game variables... Do I have that if correct? Again, me and JavaScript, we're frenemies, if you might say. JS if statement. Just want to make sure I have everything in there correctly. I do not. I knew I was missing something. So if... There we go. So if game variables dot value 50 is greater than that, open curly bracket, set the value, close curly bracket. Okay, that should be correct. Let's copy that. Let's paste that here as well. Save. Okay. Oop, there we go. All right. Let's come over here. Let's take this guy out. Oh wait, no, I'm not. I don't know why I was expecting my vitality to go up just by killing him. Come on, there we go. Give me a vitality dice. That was close. I just about ruined that. No! Draw. Actually, this will be good for testing the healing. Show. Well, this will be good for testing the else part of it, which does not heal me. Oh my gosh. Where are my vitality dice? Shouldn't be that hard. Come on. Come on. Oh my gosh. We're just gonna refresh. We're gonna let the RNG try again. It's not doing great for testing so far. Something else I want to actually do. Sorry, I'm just gonna add this really quick while I'm thinking about it. Auto draw new hand. Oh my gosh. New hand after attacking. If monster is still alive. Because again, in... Oh my gosh, I'm all over the place. There we go. Because again, in Blackjack, obviously, if you draw and then you play, you're going to auto-draw again. So we got the auto-drawing when you enter the room, but now we want the auto-drawing after you fight the monster. Oh, come on. Are you kidding me? Just give me vitality dice. Why? Whoa. Was that right? A king is 10. A 10. That is right. Holy crap. That was probably the most lucky soft hand draw I could have ever drawn in my life. All right. Okay. Sheesh. All right. Do I just keep going? Trying to find these freaking vitality dice? Like, why are none of the monsters... Why? Why? Just give me a vitality die. Thank you! Holy crap. Okay, here we go. So if I put this in... Whoops. Okay, what did I do? Okay, I just set the player max HP to 0. Why? I'm gonna see it, and I'm gonna be mad. Whatever it... I saw it, and now I'm mad. This is why copying and pasting code, while a little bit more efficient, sometimes can be an issue. So I'm wanting to set the variable 50 to variable 51. I don't want to set the variable 50 to set variable 51. It's alright. It's alright. Oop, I'm going the wrong way. I need to fix this one. Don't set value. Just... Oh my gosh. Get the value. What is happening today? Is every Monday going to be like this? Do I just become keyboard illiterate when I've had a weekend? Man. Okay. Maybe we can get better RNG this time. Well, I'm not getting better card draws, that's for sure. Oh my gosh. Okay. For testing purposes, I have made this guy too strong. Because here's the thing. I want there to be strong monsters. I want there to be... you know, I want you to feel like you have to draw high. And that you can't just scoot along with low draws and all that fun stuff. But maybe for testing purposes. Okay. So, when I apply this dice, it should set my max HP to 4, and it should heal me up to 4. There we go. Let's just double check and make sure. Max HP is 4, player HP is 4, perfect. Now let's see if I can not get attacked. Oh, that's right. That's right. Do we still want, when you get attacked, to lose one of your vitality stat mods? Because I know we had set that up in a previous stream, where if you take damage, it reduces your vitality mod by 1, which decreases your max HP. I kind of actually want to get rid of that. I don't think I like that. Don't make taking damage reduce your HP mod. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like that it does that. Okay, well, as long as I cannot get hit... Wow, I have found the most useless die so far. Okay, what? Why is my max HP 2? Alright, we're gonna bust again. Of course, when I'm trying to intentionally bust, I draw 5 cards and can do 5 damage to this guy. Oh my gosh. I maxed out my draw with this guy. I've currently only built out so you can draw 6 cards because I'm like, you'll never have to draw more than 6 cards. Well, I guess if you get a 2, a 4, a 2, a 2, and an ace. Alright. Okay, well we know there's the bug here, right? So let's go in, let's figure this out. Why are we reducing? Vitality. Set 50 to 51. So there's something going on up here. Increasing and healing player HP. Game variables dot set value 51. Oh, it's done. So, really quick, I was looking around to see what kind of music I can play on stream, and discovered, we'll put it in there, discovered that I can play, I don't know if you've ever listened to Lo-Fi Girl, but I was trying to find some good lo-fi music. And I was looking around, and everyone's like, oh yeah, you can play Lo-Fi Girl on stream. Never mind. It's not quite ready yet. We're just going to listen to this music the rest of the stream. We're going to do lo-fi tomorrow. Because I want this to be a very relaxing, calming environment. Except for when you're having bugs. I hate bugs. Okay. So what do we got here? What would be changing the player's max HP? Why is it going down? Well, this is working correctly. What's not working correctly is the player damage. This is where it's not working correctly. And I believe it's in here. But what's really weird is that it was working correctly before. Huh. Okay, well let's also add this to the in progress. Because I'm just going to delete you. Which should technically be that, but we want to test it first. Decreasing player HP. We don't want to reduce the max HP at all. Which should be good there. So let's check this really quick. Or that's why. It's because I increased how much the vitality stat increases your HP, but I forgot to change how much your vitality stat gets decreased while taking damage. That's something good to remember. Something good to remember. So if I bust, there we go. So 2, max HP 3. I'm kind of, just for testing purposes. We're not going to do anything else. Let's go. Where is my HP? Player HP bar. Text. Nope. Nope, that is all for the monster. Draw. Where? There we go. Okay, there's the 2. So let's clone that. We're going to have you on the right side, and we're going to have you be player's max HP. I just want to be able to see all of this. I know that looks weird to you. I'm using the arrows to move that thing around, and it's moving me around in the game. I wish I would pause the game while I was editing these elements. Anyway, it looks terrible, absolutely garbage, but this is just for testing purposes. I want to make sure my max HP stays the same while adding to it with vitality modifiers, all that fun stuff. Okay, so let's, I guess I don't really need to grab those luck die. Do you think we can escape? I gotta get a 17. Nah, we're just gonna kill this guy. Okay. Yeah, again, I want harder monsters, but I gotta reduce some of this stuff. Oh my gosh. I gotta reduce some of that stuff just for testing purposes. Because I can't be getting killed while testing so often. Alright, I can make this escape. Never mind, I can't make this escape. Alright, you're going down, buddy. There we go. Okay, so this should heal. What? Where did my... Why are you hiding? Oh, is it because you're just behind... What? Are you behind that? Okay, that was weird. I don't know why that number was hiding, but it was. So, okay, so this should set my max HP to 4, and it should heal me 2. Yes. There we go. Healed me 2, max HP to 4. Fantastic. I think that feels okay for now. Again, we're going to test it, make sure it works. There will be a time when we do balancing just to make sure that, oh my gosh, just to make sure that everything feels good. Oh my gosh. This does not want me to proceed. And this is where I almost feel like there has to be a better way for the healing. There has to be a better way. Because now I'm only... Well, actually, I think it's going to heal me 4 this time. So it should set my max HP to 5, which should fully heal me. Okay, yeah. That makes sense, because the thing that I'm putting there is what's healing me. Which I guess is what we want. Is that just too weird? I think that's too weird. I think that's, for the healing purposes, I feel like that's too weird. Recovering player HP. I feel like that's going to just be confusing. I mean, I just programmed it and it's confusing me. So I think it's going to be a little bit too bizarre of a method of healing. I don't think it's terrible. Plus, here's the problem. I want people to feel like they can use their vitality dice. Because right now, I can't merge it, right? There's no merging that could happen because it's not the same number. I kind of want people to be able to use the dice even when you can't merge. So, I'm thinking... Well... Yeah, I'm thinking we... Do we allow people to add... Because you're only increasing the max HP by 1 every time. I want people to be able to heal more often. But the problem is until I get another 3 vitality dice, which is the whole reason why I made it so the vitality modifier goes down every time you take a hit, to make it slightly easier for you to heal more often. So, of course. So we've got to figure something out there. I feel like that's just going to be something that's going to have to come to me in an epiphany on how to handle that better. All right. Yep. Well, for now, it's technically doing what we set out to make it do. So let's come over here. The vitality mod does no longer fully heals the player. It just does it based off of your dice that you're adding to times 2. Again, a little weird, but it technically has fixed it and we can adjust it later. And then taking damage no longer reduces your HP. Cool. All right. Let's auto-draw a new hand after attacking if the monster's still alive. I don't want it to auto-draw cards if the monster's dead. So, what we can do is... Because all it is, in here, it just turns on draw cards. Okay. So if you attack... Okay, you press the attack button. It damages the monster. Monster HP. Yes. So this is, so when you're attacking, if the monster's HP is less than or equal to 0, set it to 0, and then turn on dead monster. Okay, so we just need to come down off of all these conditional branches. So if you've drawn 6 cards, 5 cards, 4 cards, 3 cards, 2 cards, 1 card, else okay, so this is just wrapping it all up. Yes, so that's wrapping it all up. So let's add one more conditional branch. If the switch, what was it, monster, dead monster, is off, so if that hasn't been turned on, turn on draw cards. Yes. Okay. Of course. Oh my gosh. Okay, if I could ever... Okay, okay. All right, so let's attack him, and then it should auto-draw the cards. Perfect. Not perfect. Tragic, actually. Let's try that again. Maybe with a slightly less difficult monster. Okay, so I attack, bam, bam, it auto-draws the cards. Bam, bam, auto-draws. Now I just want to make sure. So on this one, it shouldn't auto-draw any cards. Shouldn't being the keyword here. Yes. Okay, perfect. Whew. Another one in the bag. See, I specifically tried to set the systems up as easily as possible so I can add features like that as quickly as possible, which is great. All right, should we... I kind of want to make the leveling up system. Should we do that? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. So, how are we going to do this? So I'm thinking, well, crap. So I'm kind of thinking I want to have you level up when you leave the floors. But maybe not. Maybe just when you hit your experience, you level up. Yeah, let's do that. So let's do... So we need to make a screen for that. Yeah. All right, let's do that. So, we've got overlay. Okay, so that's died. That's the whole intro sequence. Let's do... Yes, that's the UDIED overlay. So let's make a new folder called overlays. And then in overlays, this one is called death. I'd kind of mentioned previously that I want to avoid using transparencies, which this like dark area here is a semi-transparency. It's 75%. And I want to avoid that because, again, I'm trying to keep as authentic and pixel perfect a feel as possible. So let's do this. Really quick. I know it's going to be a little boring, and I apologize. We're going to call this one screen cover. And let's grab the pencil tool, 4 pixels with black. And we're going to come up over here. Excuse me. Let's just hide all of that for now. Just so we can see what we're working with. So basically my idea is we're going to do kind of how they would do semi-transparencies back in the day. And that is you would use... I'm trying to remember the term. What's the term? It was before gradients. But I cannot remember what it's called. And that's going to drive me crazy. Gradients. Linear? No, perpetual? I can't remember. I cannot remember what it was called. But that's okay. You'll get the idea. So yeah, so the idea is I just create a bunch of, like a checker pattern, basically, which will cover the majority of the screen. So instead of being a semi-transparent image, which we want to try and avoid, when you can only see so many pixels behind this, it'll kind of feel like you're looking through a transparent image. Per se. So I'll just keep duplicating and merging these until we have our... Oh, so close. Cover. All right. So now instead of having that, it's that. Which I believe if we turn all that back on... Yeah, I think that looks okay. I think it'll look better than having the semi-transparency. It should feel a little bit more authentic, I hope. I guess we'll see. Let's come in here. We've got our pictures. I believe I just have it called, death screen. So let's merge that group, copy that, new 1280 by 720. We'll save this as, nope, we want to Versilius, images, pictures, death screen. And then if we come over here, and if we die, I guess instead of trying to run, it would be easier if I just had my hand bust. Let's do that. Okay. That is as close as you can get to almost not busting. I feel like there's got to be a better term in Blackjack for that. Alright, so then if I bust... I like that a lot more. That looks so much better than the semi-transparency. It has so much more authentic feel to it. I like that. I like it. I like it. Okay. Perfect. Good job, team. Good job. So, now that we have that figured out, let's come over here. So we're going to duplicate death and call this level up. Okay. So, with this one, we want to create a way for you to increase your stats when you level up. Yes. So, how are we going to do this? What is this going to look like? We could create either a smaller box in the center. Let's do this. Let's cover the overlays, player. So I think I want to grab this, the whole player section here. Now let's just grab that whole section, and then in overlays over here, let's just paste it in there. The idea is we will delete you died. I don't think we even need that anymore. Okay, sit on player. What do we need to keep? We do not need the player graphic. We don't need the player graphic. We don't need the name. Yeah, we don't need the name. Don't need those. That's just that. Okay, so stats and frame. That's like the only two things we really need. But on frame, let's get rid of this guy. Just select all that and fill in with that color. Okay. So this is going to be where we're going to talk about the leveling up process. I don't think we need... We don't need the dice. So let's get rid of those. Whoops. The dice, not the text. And there. Let's actually just work with one for now. Yeah. So the idea is we will do... So right here is where the text will be to show what our current vitality is. So vitality... Yeah, we'll have it actually show what our vitality stat is. Yes. And then, on the frame, let's come in here. We'll select all of that, and that, and that. Let's fill in. Okay. I guess we don't even need like a plus button. Yeah, we don't need something like that, because what we can do is we can do vitality. I don't know, should we do just like that? And then we're going to center the text. Come on, where's the center? Let me guess. It's all sorts of weird. No, 66. So we go 33. Okay. Oh. It's because not even this section is centered. There we go. Okay, centered. Are you only going to get one skill point per level up? Yes. Yes. Yeah. Just one. So up here, let's do select a skill to select a skill to increase. Not a skill, a stat. Select a stat to increase. Hey, Prosto Cotilo. I'm sure I pronounced that right. Welcome to the stream. Okay, let's do 10 down. And we'll take our vitality stat, move that up to here. 1, 2. I feel like I've got the Prosto right. Prosto Cotilo. Cotilo? I feel like that's probably the best I'm going to do. But hey, welcome. Glad you could be here. We're just creating a level up system. So, making it so we can, increase our stats when you level up. Yes, we've got vitality that will show... Yeah, it'll show how much vitality you currently have. And then when you click on it, it'll increase. So I don't think... Well... Yeah. As close as an English speaker can. Yeah, I... Even with English, I struggle sometimes. So... Okay, so let's do this. Vitality, and then we need... dexterity... I believe they're divided by 8. Yes. So 8. I'm a little worried about this, though. Dexterity. It shouldn't be too bad, because I feel like you're probably going to max out. Yeah, you're going to max out at 99 anyway, so it's going to be fine. So we are making a old school RPG that has combat based on Blackjack. So I can give you a quick tour really quick. So the intro character selection screen isn't anything too crazy right now. But yeah, so general idea, you are just in a dungeon trying to get to the final boss. So you just kind of move around. You've got dice, so d20 that you'll pick up as you go through the dungeon to give a temporary increase to your stats. So you got blue for strength, increase your attack. You've got your vitality. So then when you come across a monster, you'll draw. So if you've ever played Blackjack, so the idea of the game is you are drawing with face cards, trying to get as close to 21 as possible without going over 21. And so the monsters, they have an armor class. So this monster's armor class is 12. So you need to draw at least a 12 or higher to be able to attack them. So the harder the monster, the higher their armor class, the closer you need to get to 21. If you go over their armor class, you can attack. Each card will do damage based on your strength, plus your strength modifier. They'll sometimes drop dice, so you can increase your dexterity, all that kind of fun stuff. But yeah, then you're just exploring these dungeons, trying to... What just happened? Oh... Well, I'm glad that I went through this, because we found a bug, so I appreciate that. I am an idiot. I forgot some capitalization. Anyway, so that's the general idea. So, trying to, Yep, exactly. I did not capitalize the V. There it is. That pesky camel case. And let's come down here. Set. Why is that not the same? Oh wait, no, it is. It is. That's okay, yes. So this is the code that I fixed. So we're not wanting to set that value. So yeah, that's the problem. So the problem was, right? Yes. Yes, that was the problem. So we're not wanting to set that value. We're setting this variable to that variable. So we don't want to set the value. Yeah, we recently this morning changed how increasing the player's HP and healing them worked. And so it was a bug that I had earlier, and then there's a new bug. So that should fix that. So I'm just going to test that really quick. All right, so let's go through. Oh my god. Okay, whew. Thought for sure I wasn't going to be able to get him. All right, let's just see if we can find a vitality modifier. I want to get out of here. Crap. All right, fine. I'll kill you instead. Oh, there we go. Blackjack. All right, come on. Give me a vitality modifier before I die. Whew. Come on. Yeah. When you want specific things, RNG is terrible. Oh, I should not have drawn. I don't know why I drew. It's because I'm trying to rush through. There we go. Okay. There we go. Perfect. Okay, there we go. All right. Code's all working. That's good. Anyway, so yeah, so that's what we're working on. And right now, like I said, we're working on the leveling up system so that as you gain your experience, which is right here. So as you kill monsters, you'll gain experience. And then as you gain that experience, you'll level up, obviously, as all RPGs do. And then you can choose your permanent stats to add to, because the dice are temporary stats. And I'm trying to decide when those will reset, if either end of the floor after you kill a boss, or when you die, you keep your actual stats, but then you lose your dice. Still trying to figure that out. Anyway, yeah, so that is what we're working on. All right, so we got vitality, we've got our dexterity, which we need to change the color of that. We're gonna go to the frame and change the color of that. Let's Let's come over here to okay, whoops. Maybe need one or few dice to open door to the next floor. Yeah, I was trying to, so I've got a board here where I'm kind of working through things. One of the things I'd thought about was doing a switch somewhere in the dungeon. So basically it would just be, so I tried making randomization, like randomly generated dungeons. Wasn't working super great. I may try again, but for now I kind of have to like handcraft every dungeon layout. But then like the items, the monsters, all of that is going to be random. So it's the same layouts, but you're going to spawn into different dungeons each time. So yeah, hopefully shouldn't be the same all the time. Or some kind of an altar that you can sacrifice 2 or 4 dice to get permanent boost. That would be good, actually. So I was trying to think of what else you could possibly do with the dice. Because sometimes you're just not going to want all of them. You're not going to need all of them. Sometimes your inventory is going to get a little bit full. And this was kind of a thought I had earlier. Because when I first started this project, like a month and a half ago, I was using D6s. That's how it originally was. So I could actually pull this up. So I was originally, in the original Tomb of Versilius, I was using, so this is what it used to look like. So I was using D6s as your stats, and then, yeah. So that's how it originally was working, which made a little bit more sense. You know, you would collect your dice, you would add them to your inventory, all that fun stuff. And then if you, at the end of each floor, you would have the opportunity to sell the dice. Or trade them in, like exchange, like if you had a vitality 3, like a 3 in vitality dice, you could exchange that for a 3 in dexterity dice or something like that. That was a thought I had before. Also thought about maybe selling them. You could sell dice for gold, and then with that gold you could purchase other dice that you need more. Yeah, I kind of like that idea of if you have specific dice, maybe a specific value of dice, like if you have a 10 or above, you can sacrifice that, but it'll become a permanent stat boost. I do like that. That is a really good idea. In Dicey Dungeon, you can throw dice when playing as a witch. That's kind of cool. Yeah, it's the combat is definitely not set in stone right now. I'm still trying to decide, because okay, so as you can see here, with the original concept that I had, you had a melee attack and you had a magic attack. And so you'd be collecting different dice to do different types of damage. And so yeah, something I have kind of been thinking about is maybe in your inventory, making more of the dice offensive versus what I currently have, which is you've got your vitality, which affects your health, your dexterity, which helps with your saving throws, things like that. You've got your strength, which is your attack, and then luck determines what kind of, like, how lucky you're going to get on your card draws, how lucky you're going to get on the dice that spawn, and things like that. So definitely still up for changing. I have nothing set in stone yet. Really, the only thing that's set in stone is I want it to be old school looking. You're doing dungeon crawling and then having the combat revolve around Blackjack. So those are really the only things that I have. I did used to have intelligence. I swapped it out. I wasn't quite sure. So the reason I'm trying to keep the stats as simple as possible. So I'm trying to do as few as possible. Because originally I had thought, I could do like every single, but then I was like, well, right now, because I want to keep the inventory also clean. So I'm like, okay, if you've only got 9 inventory slots and you've got, dice modifiers for every single stat, it's going to get a little bit cluttered. So I know that I could extend it a bit. I could extend it out this way, have 9, I have 12, I have 9, have 12 inventory slots. So I could expand it a bit, but anyway, so yeah. So yes. So I reduced the types of stats by a bit so you could have your health, your saving throws. So say, like I said before, when you're trying to escape from a monster, you can do a saving throw. So the higher your dexterity, the better you can escape. So, I'll just try now. You've got your dice saving throw. So this is going to do, so you roll your dice, you're rolling a dexterity save throw, and then it adds your dexterity stat plus whatever dexterity modifier you have. So, I figured the dexterity could be good because this will be for evading monsters, and I could put traps and things like that in the dungeon. So when you enter a room, you automatically do a save throw, and if you die, well, if you fail, you get attacked. If you don't, you have the opportunity to disable the trap. So that's why I kept dexterity. Strength, obviously, that bases it's your attack, and then your luck. The luck is the one that's most on the fence, because the luck, I have ideas for it, but I don't have anything set in stone. So the luck could also go away. I could even shrink this part right here and extend the inventory up into here. So that is something else we could do as well to extend your inventory slots. But anyway, we're adding a whole different stat there. But that is what we've got so far. All right, so we've got our stats. Dexterity, this one's going to be strength. And let's do strength. And we will grab that blue. I keep doing that. I edit the text and then I don't move. What is happening here? What is happening? Okay, that was weird. Sorry, I'm running into weird things here. Okay, there we go. So you are the strength folder. Whew. Come over here. Let's grab the frame. I've already got the blue, so let's fill in those. And I know these are really hard to see when you're all the way zoomed out. I think it helps, but we'll see. All right, the last one is luck. Move that down, 78. Luck. Yeah. Let's come over here, grab that purple, throw it in there. Okay, and then the last thing, just because this will be a way for me to make it so you can have more than one stat point at a time, we're going to have a confirm button. Move that down, 78. Nope. Oh my gosh. Confirm. Okay, so we need to take the frame, make it a bit bigger. Let's move that down to there. Whoop. 4 more. Well, no, because there's 8 on the side. So we'll do 8. So it's the same spacing. Okay. Now let's grab. There we go. Oh, nope. We need nearest neighbor. That was close. Okay. Now, because I potentially want a way for you to, I want to open up the opportunity to have more than one stat increase per level. Because maybe once you hit like level 10, you start getting 2 stat bonuses or something like that. So we're going to add a space here and go remaining 1. Okay. And let's do... Yeah, the balancing aspect, I mean, I'm kind of looking forward to that part, but I'm also terrified of that part because it's just going to take so much play testing to figure out exactly how to, well, yeah, get it all balanced, especially with because so when I say that I want to keep this old school feeling, I'm sure you've noticed that all the numbers in this game are extremely low so far. Like, we're dealing with single digit numbers right now. So I don't want this to ever turn into a game where it's like, oh, I'm doing, 20,000 damage and this monster has 50,000 life. And, I want to keep it old school because computers just were not capable of large numbers back in the day. They just took up a lot more space. So yeah, so I want to keep it not only graphically old school, but I also want to keep I think back to when I was playing like Final Fantasy 1 and Final Fantasy 2, back on the NES. And it would feel so good when your HP would go from like 12 to 14 and you were like, yes, like I feel so much stronger. I'm no longer doing 3 damage, I'm doing 4. Like I feel like there was just something a little bit more magical about that than nowadays when you're like, oh, my strength is 752 and now I can do, 20,000 damage. And yeah, exactly. And it just feels like if all you did was just get rid of those ending, 7 zeros in a boss's health, you're like, okay, so you've got 12 health and I do 2 damage. Cool. Like, it just got out of hand, I feel, with a lot of RPGs nowadays, where, yeah, they just throw crazy numbers on the screen, and it's supposed to feel like, oh, look at how much more damage I'm doing, but it's like, okay, but all the enemies are just damage sponges. Like, you can do 20, 30,000 damage to them, but when they have 5 million health, like, what's the point? So anyway, so that's why I'm trying to keep the numbers a bit more simple, which does kind of make the balancing a little bit more difficult, because when you have such small numbers, just one digit increase, just increasing a digit by 1 can sometimes feel astronomical, which can also be good, if you're leveling up and you can boost your stats. If you're boosting your vitality by 1 and suddenly your HP goes from 3 to 6, you're like, sweet, I've doubled my health. Like, this is fantastic. It's incredible. So yeah, so not saying that I don't like modern RPGs. I absolutely love them still, but I don't know. There's just something about that magical time of like more old school RPGs where it felt like stats meant a little bit more. Okay, what's going on here with the spacing? Why does this feel... I think I just have too much of a space between the select a stat to increase and the remaining. Because everything else is pretty universal, right? Well, except for that. That's double. So I think if we do... So we've got a spacing of 8 pixels on the sides. We've got a spacing of 8 here. So I think we need to keep that. But I want to keep that doubled, because I want it to feel a little bit more separate. So I think what we need to do is here... We need to open the character. We need to reduce that spacing. I think if we go to 16 pixels... Nope. Apparently not. We need to go to 18. There we go. Okay, so we've got 16. So yeah, so 8 here, and then 16 here, and then we want 16 pixels here. There we go. So then we just need to come down here to the frame. Just like that. There we go. That frame. Okay, I'll move that up. 16. I feel like that feels better. Yeah. Okay, so then we just need to... Is that... Okay, so this is... Sorry, I'm just doing a little bit of folder organization. Right there. I know you really can't see it because I'm covering it, but just trying to keep things organized so I don't come back later and have no idea where anything is. So let's move that out. Well, no, we'll just rename this folder to box. There we go. So you got the box, you've got the screen cover. Okay. So, I think the only other thing that we need to add... Well, no. First thing, we need to center this on the screen. Just so we have a good idea of where it's going to be. Oh, you're also a dev? I figured when you noticed the camel case issue. I figured, but that's awesome. So you're just a solo indie dev as well? I wonder, instead of having... I'm wondering if instead of having a really tall menu, if we widen it. I like the idea of having these stacked so they're in the same layout as these. It just keeps the keeps it feeling the same, so you don't feel like you're trying to find, you know, oh, there's vitality, dexterity, strength, and luck. But I almost wonder if we do widen it. Have a 2x2 grid instead of a 1x5. Especially after I tried to find some patch in the new folder with 20 new folders inside and some more. Yeah, so when I first started, so I've been doing, I mean, I've been using RPG Maker and doing like my own indie dev since I was like 7, 8, I think is when I first got like RPG Maker 2000, and I was just blown away, right? I was like, I can make my own game. Obviously, over the like, you know, past 20 plus years, I have never actually finished any games. I've just made, you know, little projects here and there, but they've been fun. But yeah, back in the day, yeah, I would never name anything. I had no organizational structure, which is usually what would kill the projects for me, because I would, you know, go crazy. I would do all this stuff and I'd just be like, I don't care about organization, whatever. And after a while, I would usually get a little bit burnt out. And so I would leave for a while and come back, you know, whether it was a couple days or a couple weeks later, and I would be so lost. I'd be like, where did I put anything? Like, where is this stuff? And that's usually when I would just abandon the project. I'd be like, you know what? I messed up. That was on me. I'm going to start on this new project. And then I would, yeah, never finish anything. So the whole reason why I've actually started doing these streams is, one, to keep me accountable, you know, make sure that I'm actually working and focusing on this stuff instead of, you know, getting lost and what is happening here? That's weird. Instead of just, you know, starting a project and abandoning it. So hopefully this is something that other people will see and actually enjoy. But also, you know, I've always wanted to stream my game development, and so I figure, hey, if people can enjoy watching me make it, then fantastic. So, not a game dev, but dev who's making a game. Yeah, no, totally understandable. I would not consider myself a game dev either, but I mean, you know, I guess honestly, for the two of us, if you're developing a game, I would say you're a game dev. You may not have finished anything, neither have I. I haven't finished anything either, but I wouldn't say that makes us any less of a game dev than someone who is also developing a game. But of course, if you don't want the game dev name on yourself, that's totally fine too. You know, if you feel like that brings along, you know, status that you're not looking for, that's totally fine. Okay, so let's widen this thing up a bit. We need, what is happening? There we go. So we need that 8 pixels. Let's grab this other side. Most of proper game devs making games in, let's call it canonical. I'm not. Oh, in a canonical way. Yeah, that's fair enough. Well, I'd say even if you're a hobbyist and you're making games, if you wanted to, I'd say you could call yourself a game dev. All right, let's bring these two together. Okay. So I can reduce that. So that's on one line. Yes, that is still 16. So we need to move the stats and the confirm button up. Separate that by 16 pixels. And then on this frame... So is the project you're working on just kind of just a hobby project then? It's mostly for fun. I mean, obviously I would love to eventually put it on Steam, maybe list it for like $1 or $2, you know. But yeah, honestly, this one is going to be more for fun. And if nothing else, just getting my name out there. So, yeah, it depends on how much further I go with it. If eventually I just make it just a simple dungeon crawling game, I want to base the value around how I feel other people will value it, right? So I don't want to make a super simple game and then, you know, charge people, I don't know, $10 for it, right? If I don't feel like it's worth $10, I would never. So if I finish this project and I'm like, you know what, that was a fun project, it was fun to make, it was a great time, but this is not a $10 value game, then yeah, 100% will not charge that. So yeah, I don't really have any plans for how much I'm going to charge for it. If I even charge anything at all, I may just use this as a way to learn how to upload a game to Steam, figure out all of that, and just list it for free and see if people like it. And if people do, then maybe I'll make another game and, you know, charge for that one. But yeah, for now, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to make a game. I'm having a good time doing it, and maybe I'll list it for free. And if people like it, fantastic. So yours is a hobby for fun, not aiming for any cent. Yeah, that's one of my biggest things too, is I feel like there's so many garbage games on Steam, on itch, on, you know, just every platform really. People will just shovel out the most generic, boring garbage and be like, hey, give me $5 for this, $10 for this. And it's like, this is not worth $5 or $10. Like, you know, you spent a week on it. You basically just copied and pasted from other projects, and now you want that kind of money? Like, absolutely not. So I want to avoid being like that, right? So, which is why I'm trying to make this as original as possible. You know, I don't want people to feel like I'm ripping off of anything else, which I guess to some degree everything is a rip-off to some degree, right? But yeah. But I don't want people just thinking like, oh, this is just some asset flip, it's terrible, yada, yada, yada. Okay. I just realized this shouldn't be 16, this is 8. Because the sides are all 8 there. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I don't want anyone to ever say, this guy is just a scammy scummer, or a scummy scammer trying to get money out of people. So, but at the end of the day, if I'm having fun and if people have fun playing it, that's all I'm going to care about. You know, right now this is just a hobby of mine. I enjoy it, so, and I'm out of work right now, so after I, in the mornings, apply for some jobs, then I jump on here and I do a little bit of game dev work. So I enjoy it. It's fun. It's a good way to just, I don't know. Okay, what is happening here? Why is this all... I'm trying to figure out why this box is so jacked up right now. It's bizarre. I don't remember moving it in a weird way like this. Oh, it's probably from when I resized the box. That would be it. I was like, how would it have gotten offset like this? But yeah, it's probably because when I was grabbing the edges and moving them out, it got offset by 1 pixel. So, yeah. Sometimes, especially when searching for a job right now, So, I'm an IT guy, and things are not good right now for finding IT jobs. It is not great. So, kind of can drive me a little bit crazy when trying to find a job, and just everywhere is like, nope, we're not hiring. Okay, so 384. I'm also terrible at math, or at least doing it quickly. So 192 to find the center. Oh, that's 196. That's 192. Okay. So that's box 2. Box 1. Box 2. Box 1. Whoops. Oh my gosh. I kind of like I was saying before, I like just the single stack of stats for you to click on. But I think having the slightly wider and not so tall box aesthetically looks better. Yeah. Don't be you. What do you mean? Don't add 100 mechanics. I've run into that problem more times than I can count. I always bite off way more than I can chew, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but as a solo dev, if you're trying to, create the next Fortnite, if you're trying to create the next StarCraft, the next, whatever large game you can think of, if you're trying to create the next that, it's not going to happen. Like, I have learned that the hard way time and time again. I'm not saying it can't happen, right? There are solo devs that have done incredible things. But if you're a solo dev and you're kind of new to the game, like myself, and this is just a hobby of yours, yeah, trying to keep it as simple as possible with the mechanics, with how things work, just, yeah, keep it simple, let it run its course, and it's going to be a lot better. Yeah, I have done that way too many times where I've gotten so ambitious with what I've wanted to do, and it just ends up completely derailing me. So, but to those that can do it, like I take my hat off to them, because that's just incredible. Okay, so I think that is what we're going to want. Yes. Yes. All right, so the only other thing we need to add a highlight. Ooh, oh my gosh, come on. Highlight. And the way we're going to do that is we will select all of that, and then we will deselect. Whoa. Oh, that's... kind of have to have a layer reference to deselect things. Okay, let's pull up the color palette. So right now it is that color. So if that's too bright. Yes. I think that'll be a good highlight. You made it buildable again? Oh. Oh, like your project? Did it just have a whole bunch of bugs and it just wouldn't build anymore? Okay, so if that's the highlight, that will be if you're... Oh, I kind of forgot. Yeah, UI stuff, like, it's fun to a point. I don't know. It depends. Sometimes I really enjoy it, and other times it can become so frustrating, especially when you're trying to keep things uniform, which is something that I feel like when I see an indie game that doesn't have uniform UI, that's usually the biggest thing to me that I'm like, this is what makes it not feel good, right? So, which is why I'm trying super hard to make sure that everything looks and feels right, but yeah. Just broke stuff yesterday, couldn't pull it before I became too tired. Yeah, that is a terrible feeling. Especially when you're implementing new features, and that new feature just breaks everything. Terrible stuff. Alright, so the reason why I kind of sighed is because you've got the confirm button, right? But I specifically created these buttons to help you understand what you were clicking on. So, gotta fix those. Well, except for here in the beginning, this is all completely... Now, the reason why all of this looks completely different from the rest of the game is because this was just something very temporary that I threw together so you could just choose a character model, choose a name, and then confirm. There's nothing polished in there. This is the more polished layout, which is these buttons, right? So... Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's... And that can be really difficult. If you feel like you're not good at something, but then you have to do it, it can be not great. Especially with UI, because UI is a very artistic thing, and that can be a huge barrier of entry. And so keeping things either simple, like I'm trying to do here, because I am not by any means an artist at all. And so doing very simplistic pixel art is really helpful for me, because not only does it make it so that... So there's... Let's see if I can find it really quick. There's a quote that I made my current wallpaper background out of. And I don't know if I'll be able to find it. I thought I had it saved somewhere in here, but yeah, I don't know. Limit? I don't know. I thought I had it in here. Anyway, the quote loosely is, "Limitation breeds creativity." So it's something... So I went to... Well, I did some college, university for graphic design. And one of my teachers, that was something he had up on the board, which was, yeah, limitation breeds creativity. And it's something that I try and implement a lot into my projects. Because as soon as you start going a little bit too crazy, just the sky's the limit. And that can be very defeating in design. Especially if you're a solo dev. If you are trying to make something that looks incredible and perfect, it can be done. It can be done. But keeping things limited will just breed so much creativity in your mind, in the eye of the beholder. So that's the philosophy that I try and stick to. Just that limitation breeds creativity. And so trying to keep things simple is going to help a ton. Alright, you can stick with limitation breeds creativity, and if all else fails, just do whatever you can to make it not look like dog shit. So, that's a good point. Yeah, that is also a goal of mine. Which is why I want to try and keep it as consistent as possible. So, let's come over here. So in the center section, the card area, we've got the... card area, we got the buttons. Okay. Let's grab the, I guess, draw button. Yeah, we'll do the draw button. Just rectangles and borders. Hey, if that's where you got to start, that's where you need to start. Because especially when you're reworking your UI a whole bunch, there's no issue with keeping it extremely simple, which is why, for me, I kept this character creation screen as rectangles and grays, nothing crazy, because this is nothing set in stone. Honestly, the only reason why I did this was because before I had the player face image up here, it would just randomly choose a number between 1 and 20, because that's how many example images I've made for the face. So that was just creating that. But then I also wanted to make a system where I could name the character, and so then I added that, and then just a simple confirm button. So yeah, just rectangles and Grayscale is all I stuck with. But yeah, so that will be completely reworked eventually. One of these days. Okay, so let's replace. So in box 2, I guess we can get rid of box 1. So box 2, the stats, the confirm button. Let's cover that up with this guy. So I'll get rid of confirm and replace it with that. Confirm. Okay. Simple UI, basic controls, low poly graphics. There's a reason that you see a lot of indie games like that, because it is one of the more simple ways to design and create is with that very simple, very basic aesthetic. And so long as you keep it basic and you can be consistent, it's going to look honestly better than a lot of AAA games. I feel like you can tell, especially with huge games, with huge teams, you can always tell when one system was created by a completely different team than another, because all the menus are going to look so off from the other. I was actually playing, what was that game called? Something in Glory? No, what was it called? It's that new MMO, Throne and Liberty. Throne and Liberty. So I started playing this game. I only played, as you can see, 3 hours. The difference from menu to menu just threw me off so bad, because you can tell that there were so many different teams creating all the different menus and how everything functioned that it was just so... I was like, how is this a AAA game? Like, it felt so unpolished. But that's what happens when the menus don't all look the same, function the same. It's just so disjointed that I was like, nope, can't do it. So, yeah, MMOs, not usually my thing. I've only played a handful. I think probably the one I've played the most is Elder Scrolls Online. I don't think I've even played much of that. Like maybe 10 hours at most. MMOs have never really been my thing. I really wanted them to be my thing back in the day. So World of Warcraft, when that came out, I begged my mom to let me play it. The only problem is we had dial-up internet back then. So back when I was like 14 or something like that. 14, 15, whenever it came out. When did WoW come out? 2004. Yeah, so I would have been like 13, 14 years old, and I wanted to play it so bad. But one, we only had one computer in the house with internet, and it was dial-up, so you're not playing World of Warcraft on dial-up. And two, it was my dad's computer. It was like the kitchen computer, so it had internet, but you couldn't really do much on it anyway. It was not for gaming. It was a terrible computer. And I convinced my mom, I was like, one, I don't need an internet connection. Like, it has an offline mode. It'll be fine. That is not the case. It does not. And so I was not able to play World of Warcraft. But I always wanted to. But then anytime I've actually played an MMO, I'm always like, this is terrible. Like, why do people play these games? So, anyway, there's a random side tangent. Okay, so for the confirm button, maybe not yellow. Maybe we do orange? An orange confirm button? Maybe not a bad idea. Yeah, why not? So then, should we also... I played Perfect World for 1.5 years. I don't think I've heard of Perfect World. But yeah, quiet game because it was bad. It was fun to start, bad close to higher levels. There's a lot of games like that where the very beginning is a blast, and then the balancing just gets so out of whack that you're like, this is not fun anymore. Or they just didn't focus on the later game at all, which is not great either. Oh, excuse me. All right. Here's what I'm thinking. It's going to be a bit more work, but we are going to make proper buttons for all of these. So let's do this. Vitality with the frame. Let's come up over here. There we go. Okay, so for the frames, I want to go with that red, that for the highlight, there and there. Okay. Get rid of the old frame, and then for dexterity, frame, make sure it's all lined up properly. Okay. This one's green. Okay. No. Sorry about that, strength. I want a dexterity. There we go. Okay. Yes. Yeah. So let's get rid of the other frame. Let's go to strength. I forgot that I did them stacked like that. So I have the strength and vitality on this side, and the vitality and dexterity on this side, and the strength and luck on the other side. I thought I'd stacked them differently. That's okay. I noticed, and we can fix it. This one's blue. So let's grab proper colors. Nope. There we go. And that one. And luck. You called your dex swiftness. That is, that's a good way to call it. I might change what I call it. I just went with dexterity because it's the most common term for it. Yeah, I might do swiftness. Well, or something similar, right? Just because, well, the reason why I went with dexterity, because one, it's a well-known term for it, but then two, I want something that encapsulates the idea of, being able to, one, like, escape monster hits, but then also avoid traps and things like that. So I'm sure there's a better term out there that I could use if I wanted to mix it up from the usual, term of dexterity, but it's more like an armor on top of health, not health by its own. Oh, and vitality is toughness. Yeah, toughness, swiftness. I like it. Yeah, that'll be good. Okay. So the only thing here, how am I going to make it? Because I kind of want it to be a toggle. Yeah, it could be a toggle. Yeah. So maybe we need to, well, that's not going to, yeah. This is just an example, because we're going to be editing all of this later. So, but it's like you have 10 HP and 1 toughness point, and it's basically like temporary HP. Yeah, that's kind of how I have my vitality modifiers as well. It's just like a temporary thing, which I feel like that would work pretty well. Oh, and it regenerates. Okay. Yeah, that's a cool mechanic. I like that. All right. So I think that should be good. We can hide that. Okay, so how are we going to break all of this up? Well, let's just copy let's do... Yeah. Let's do this. Let's create... Oh, that's why. Okay, we're going to do the naming convention. Level up. Cover. And then let's grab this whole box. What the... Okay, there we go. That's better. All right, so we've got the box. So this is where we're going to break it into different elements. Yeah. We'll break it into different elements. So, select stat to increase. So how many elements are we going to have? We want... Yeah. Okay, so we don't... I want to try and figure out a way to make it so I have as few images as possible, but as little... Yeah, as few images as possible, but also not using too many images in the engine. Which I know is a very weird statement to make, so I will show you what I mean. So basically, I want to not have to create like 20 different versions of this with hover states, click states, all that stuff. So I want to have individual images, but I don't have many extra images to work off of. Because the engine, RPG Maker itself, can only allow 100 images on the screen at once. So, where are we? So backgrounds are images 1 through 5. Player section is 6 through 10. Inventory is 11 through 22. Card section, POV, and map is already using 50 through 92. Ugh. And then picked up dice is 99. Fog is 71 through 90. Let's do the player damage. So if the player HP... Okay, so death screen is 100. So this is showing above everything else. We probably want to do the same thing. Yeah, we want to do the same thing for that. So, maybe... Yeah. It's going to be quite a few images, but I think because we only have one image slot to work with, it's what we're going to have to do. So, let's do stats. So we're going to hide all the text. So we won't need that because it's going to be showing on a... It's going to be showing with the heads-up display. And then the remaining one, we can get rid of that as well. So that will also be on the heads-up display. Okay, so select a stat to increase. So all of this is static. Perfect. Yeah. So we just need to save that as a PNG. And we'll call that level up. That's what I called the other one, right? Wherever it is. Okay, yeah. So level up underscore box. We'll just call it box 1. Box 1. Okay. So then going through, we need to... Yeah, so here's how I'm doing the buttons, which I feel like works pretty well. So we're just going to keep with this same way of doing it. So let's select all of this. Whoop. Forgot I was holding down shift there. And we'll select that. And this last one. Okay, and then when you're clicking it, we're moving that down. And then let's get rid of overlays. Let's show in the center, card area, buttons, draw. crap. All right, well, let's just come over here. Button, attack 1, attack 2, attack 3. So we want that color of gray. Oh. There we go. Okay, so this is when you're pressing the button down. So we need to bring up the red to this one. Okay. We also need a highlight. Crap. That's fine. That's fine. That's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Let's copy that. Let's reverse all of that. Okay, so that's frame 1. Frame 2, this is when you're pressing the button down, and then we need a highlight as well. What is happening? Okay, there we go. Okay, so that's when you press it down, but we also need a highlight state. So let's do this frame... No, this is frame 2. This one's frame 3. This one's frame 1. Okay, so on frame 2, we need to highlight. So let's... Yeah, there we go. So yeah, so nothing, highlight, button press, highlight, nothing. Okay, there we go. And we need to do that for all of the other ones. Let's copy those. Let's go to dexterity. Let's move those under, excuse me, underneath. All right. Yeah. So let's copy that, paste that. Actually, we could just do this. Copy that. Turn off that. Paste. Okay. There we go. And then we'll come over here, grab the slightly brighter green, add a highlight. Okay, so that's when you are hovering. And then... Yes. You know what? Let's just grab the color palette. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, there we go. We've got the color palette. And then the button press. We need you. We need you. We need you. Okay. So we should have normal button, highlight, press down. Perfect. All right, 2 more. Well, 3 more. Frames. Let's move that under those. Perfect. Let's move the color palette out of the way. Okay, so this is the highlight, so we want the slider slightly lighter blue. That. Okay, so you got the normal, you got the highlight. Now we'll do the press down. Yeah, okay. So yeah, so normal, highlight, push down. All right. And we do the luck button. And we need the highlight. Okay, and then the press down. Perfect. And last but not least, the confirm button. All right, you are the highlight. And then you are the push down. I like how I keep calling it something different like every time. You are a button press. All right, there we go. Okay, let's get rid of the color palette. We don't need that on this anymore. Fantastic. Just to make sure, we're going to save this again. I don't think I changed anything on the initial layer, but just to be safe, box 1. Okay, so this shouldn't be too many images, because it's just highlight. And on click. That is the proper term. On click. Okay. And then over here on dexterity, we've got highlight. There's definitely more efficient ways to go about this, but on click. So it's the term, it's the like web design term. So like when you are, so there's different button states. So when you're designing web pages, you've got on hover and on click. Yep. So yeah, so that's the term I kept meaning to use, but I kept saying other terms. So I'm like, I should probably just use the proper term. On click. Okay, so then on hover, PNG, box. I just heard on quit. Yeah, I apologize. I've got a little bit of a cold today, but since it's my official week 2 of streaming, I really didn't want to not stream. You know, I'm trying to create some hype around my channel, so figured not streaming on week 2 would be, I don't know, not good. So anyway, so yeah, I will probably sound a little bit nasally every now and then, because yeah, not feeling the greatest. But I don't know, I think my biggest fear was I was going to be so sick that it would be terrible to listen to me, because that's what I don't want to happen. You'll get a lot of followers. I hope so. You know, I mean, so, because here's the thing, right? So I started this Twitch channel, I started my YouTube channel so that I could work on this game, and, you know, hopefully as I go through and I make the game, it kind of creates some hype around it, right? But I don't really have any specific goal to, you know, become partnered on Twitch or YouTube. And I don't really have any specific goal to be like, oh, I have to create this amount of hype about my game so that I can get this amount of wish lists on Steam, so I get this amount of downloads. It really is just, I'm like, you know what? If it all feeds into more people seeing the game, then I'm happy. And so, yeah, so that's kind of like my whole goal is I'm like, I'll do this so that hopefully people will find me, find the game, so that eventually when I finish it and get it on Steam or Twitch or wherever I put it, that more people will be aware of it, so that hopefully more people can play it and enjoy it. But yeah, so I'm like, I would, you know, obviously more eyes, the better. But yeah, my goal is to not make people hate me or the game, but I'm not necessarily trying to, like, you know, become anything crazy. So I'm assuming you're in the US and Canadian streamers are growing quickly. I don't want to be a partner too. Not like I have enough. We got to hit all the goals. I still don't want. Yeah. I'm in the USA, and yeah, it's there is the possibility to grow a lot, but at the same time, there's also hundreds of thousands of people that are trying to stream as well and get big, which is why I'm like, it's not really something I actually am aiming or like setting out to do, right? I absolutely love the amount of followers and viewers that I have. Because I'm like, if you look at people like, say, for example, Pirate Software, right? He's got tens of thousands of people watching, and there are thousands of people commenting on his stream. And I'm like, okay, that's cool and all, but I like being able to have the amount of people where you and I can have this conversation, and we can talk to each other and chat about game development. So I'm like, not saying that it's a bad thing, but I'm personally like, I'm totally fine with where I'm at, because it gives me this opportunity to meet people like you and to be able to chat. And yeah, I think it's fun. It's a good time. I enjoy it. So Photoshop is just Pirate Software, sorry. I see PS and I think Photoshop. PS is just an influencer. It's not about cozy chatting. Yeah, absolutely. And he may have started out as kind of just like that cozy chatting. And again, like, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, because it absolutely isn't. I just know that for me personally, I would probably feel bad if I had 30, 40, 50 people chatting and I couldn't address every single person wanting to chat. So anyway, yeah, I think it's fun. I've met some really fun people in the past week and a half that I've been doing this. Okay, well, I think we have all the images we need to make this level up screen. So let's do that. Let's see here. So we need, I think we're going to need a whole other event. Yeah, I think so. Okay, so when are you getting your experience? So that's the room decor animations. I'm assuming it's probably here. Nope. Wait, yes. So this is where you attack. Attack button. Monster. Turn on dead monster. Okay, so I think it would be dead monster. POV transition, player damage, draw cards, loading, saving throw. Where is dead monster? Kind of the problem with having all these different events that I have to work out of, and it's not really easily searchable. Kind of just sucks to find. Okay, here it is. So, monster animation. That is what we're wanting. Okay, so dead monster. So you go through here, it plays the hit animation. If the monster's dead, then add player experience, add monster experience to the player experience, set monster experience to 0. Okay. So, what we need to do then, you prefer old school text coding? Yeah. Yeah, it's not something that I want to have to do, but I've been using the RPG Maker engines, kind of like I was saying, since I was like 7. So, yeah, like 20, oh my gosh. Let's just say this. I've been using them for about 20 years now. And while this current iteration of the engine is not anything like the old ones were, this scripting, it's called eventing, but yeah, this scripting is the way that they work. So luckily with these newer ones, they have actual JavaScript text boxes that you can do, which is a lifesaver, because some of this stuff would not be possible with the eventing. So being able to actually open up these JavaScript text boxes and use those, yeah, it's actually enabling me to do this kind of stuff. Because this engine is not designed to make these kinds of games, not at all. And I've been told by quite a few people, they're like, hey, if you just spent like 6 months learning another engine, you would probably be where you're at right now with RPG Maker, and you would have so much more room to grow and develop. And I'm like, yes, I know. But the thing is, it's just a hobby, right? And so I'm like, yeah, I could go about and I could spend months learning another engine, and I could, I could have so much more opportunity to learn and grow and be able to make more of the things that I want. But for me, I'm like, this is where I'm familiar. And while it can be quite a pain sometimes trying to find things in all these text boxes and all the visual stuff, I don't know. it just works for me. So yeah, I 100% agree with you. I get so lost, and this is a very simple amount of events that I have here compared to other ones that I've done. So okay, so the player gets their experience. Yes. Now, before we do anything else, okay, then this turns on hit monster. So if hit monster and dead monster is on, okay. So when are we gonna check? So turn on new room, turn off spawned monster, wait for 5 frames, turn off dead monster. And then if hit monster and dead monster are on, turn off hit monster. Okay. So that's hitting the monster. I'm trying to figure out the best place to check the player's experience to see if it is at or above to gain a level. So I think right before it does that, we're going to check and see if, well, what variable is that? 48. Okay, so check if, nope, we don't want to loop. Check if player's experience is greater than or equal to player's experience max. Okay, and then if it is, turn on, I don't know, level up. Okay, so that'll turn on level up. Yes. So then we need that to disable any other player interaction until level up is done. So let's do this. So then you level up script. Okay, so if level up is on, we're going to do a parallel process. We're going to show picture 99. And this is going to be the level up cover. So just show that. And then let's show picture 100. That. And just for keeping it simple, yeah, so 640 by 360. So we'll center it. Yeah. So we'll just center it. And then, yes. So that should be all that we need for that. So this is just the initial stuff. Okay, then this is draw button and all that fun stuff. So if level up is on, I can't do the draw or attack or anything like that. I cannot move any dice if level up is on. Player damage, that doesn't matter. Draw cards, that won't matter because you can't press the buttons. Loading, bestiary, saving throw, that won't matter because the monster's dead. Spawning, so we don't want you to spawn or be able to move, so that. Dungeon fog, that doesn't matter. The transition doesn't matter. Spawning monsters and items doesn't matter. Monster animations, it's dead. Okay, so that should disable all of the other functionality in the background of this. Okay, so we'll show those pictures, and then let's turn on a self switch A, so that if A is on, then we'll do this. Okay, so let's grab this code. So this is what makes it so I can actually press the buttons. And this is something that, again, the limitations of the engine make it so I have to do this, but it's a workaround that I found, and it works well enough for me, so I keep doing it. Okay, let's do... We need this screen, and we need the overlays. Okay, so we need to make it so you can press the buttons. Excuse me. 408, 288. So if you are 408, 288, and then we want... Oh, come in. 632, 352. 632, 352. Oh, hi. Aw. You gonna go down for a nap? Oh, hi. Do you want to say hi? Do you see yourself? You going down for a nap? Yeah, is that you? That's so crazy. That's so fun. Say hi. Okay. I love you. Have a good nap, okay? Yeah. She's a cutie. All right. Okay. So that is the confines of the button. So if you're in there, we want to change this image to the highlight. And then if you... Oh, I need the other one. I know that copying and pasting code is not great, but sometimes I have to do it. Oh, excuse me. Again, sick. Not great, but we're gonna power through. So you are Vitality button. You're making 3D games on 2D framework. Yeah. So what engine are you using then? It's about finding ways to do things you're not supposed to be done. I kind of like... Oh, no engine. What? So you are, it's a frame... Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, you don't hear about many people not using an engine, so... Hey, more power to you then. Literally. So you have no confines of an engine. But, just a bunch of gears and duct tape. Yeah. Oh, okay. Love 2D. It's a framework. Okay. Sorry, I was not catching that at first. Love 2D framework. Huh. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that. Yeah, I think it's kind of fun. I enjoy the challenge sometimes. Because, yeah, it's like trying to do things that the engine just is not supposed to do. Like, let me show you. I don't know if you've ever used RPG Maker before, but it's literally just supposed to be... So, you can't really see it, but it's just a grid. So the tiles are 48 by 48 pixels, and you're supposed to have your characters. I think I've deleted all of the images, though. Okay, yeah, so I can't really show it. Yeah, it's literally just supposed to be... The engine is supposed to work as... You walk around the map in a grid-based pattern, like any old-school RPG, right? So I think Legend of Zelda, Final Fantasy, those types of games. And that's what the engine is supposed to be. You're not really supposed to be, you know, making things like this, where... Because all of this are just... It's just a bunch of images, right? But I'm trying to create that feeling of you're in a 2D but 3D perspective dungeon. You know, and all this stuff, like, yeah, it's not how the engine's supposed to work, but, you know, I have fun with it. I think it's fun to, like, push it further than how it should be. So, I actually, just a fun little thing to kind of highlight. So, with RPG Maker, they released this official DLC, right? A plugin for having card battles. And I was like, oh crap, like, have they... Because I think my biggest thing that I've absolutely loved about how I've discovered how to do cards is, well, one, I can make them look and function exactly how I want them, but, like, I don't know, I like how I've made the cards look. I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm amazing. But, like, I like the way that I've done them. And it was something that I've never really seen in RPG Maker before, so I'm like, I feel like it's kind of something special that I've kind of developed, right? But then I saw this update and they're like, oh, we have this DLC that you can buy that just adds card game combat. And I'm like, crap, now there's going to be a whole bunch that look and feel exactly like how I've made them, and this is going to suck because it's just going to make it, it's going to make my project not feel as special. And then I looked at the DLC and I'm like, oh, it looks fine, but I don't know. I look at that and I'm just kind of like, I feel like it screams lazy indie game. No shade. I'm not trying to throw shade, but this just, I look at this and it's the kind of game that if I saw it on Steam and it looked like this, I'd kind of be like, And especially for $45 for a freaking plugin, I'm like, no, I'm not. One, I'm not paying for that. But then two, I'm like, I don't feel like there's going to be that many people that are actually using that plugin because that is a lot of money. Yeah, no soul. It looks very cheap. And I'm like, this is an official plugin. Like, I feel like there's better JavaScript plugins for free that people have made. But anyway, so yeah, again, no shade. If someone uses it, if other people like it, not trying. But yeah, it's crazy how expensive that thing is. I was blown away. I thought for sure it would either be a free plugin or maybe like $5-10. Yeah, $45. I was like, holy crap. But I mean, to be fair, they all of their content is crazy expensive. It's like RPG Maker MZ. So I'm currently using RPG Maker MV, and then they have like an iterated engine called MZ. But yeah, this thing is normally $80. But it's basically the exact same as MV, which is the one I use, which was also $80. I bought it on sale. I'm not paying $80 for this thing. I love it, but I'm not paying $80 for it. Anyway, that was a whole random side tangent. So yeah, I love pushing engines, so more power to you. If you can make your project with an engine that's not necessarily designed for it, but you can get that look and feel that you love, go for it. Because again, limitation breeds creativity. So if you're being limited by your framework, by your engine, by whatever you're using, if that is how you can function and that's what you can make, then yeah, absolutely. I love it. All right, sorry. That was a random tangent. Let's see. So yeah, so we've got the hover state. Shows box 2. And then we need pressed. So we're not wanting to turn on card button pressed. Don't turn on that. We just want to show level up box 2. Yes. Yes. It works, and that's enough. Exactly. If it works, that's all that matters. If you can make what you're wanting to make, it doesn't matter how you're making it. All that matters is that at the end of the day, if you're having fun, and if it's fun to play, leave you here. You want to have some rest, also run a stream, or not, how it goes. Yeah, well, I appreciate you being here. It's been fun chatting with you. Hope to see you again in a future stream, but good luck, and yeah, appreciate all the chat. Okay, so if you release, don't turn off that. We are going to want... okay, we are going to want that eventually, but for now we just want to make sure the button presses... I appreciate, yeah, I really appreciate the follow. Thank you. I also realized, so over the weekend I wanted to figure out how to turn on like follower notifications on the stream. I don't know if those have been working. If they have, I apparently am not hearing them. Because I don't know how to make it so I can hear those, but not hear myself. So I may need to look into that. Anyway, okay, if you're released, then we want to show box 2. Yes. Okay. So, I just need to turn on switch 31. Okay, that's what we're going to do. So let's come in here. We're going to turn on switch 31. Okay, that should black out all of that. Except for all this text. Ugh, that's not good. That's okay. We'll figure that out later. But yeah, for now. Ah, crap. That was my bad. That was my bad. We're replacing images that we shouldn't be replacing. Okay, so if you're pressed, show that. If you're released, show that. And then we want an else handler to show that. There we go. Okay, I will make it so it doesn't flash the whole box, because it's the only reason why it's flashing is because it's having to load those images into RAM. And so I have a whole loading thing that loads in images so it doesn't flash like that, but hey, that's okay. That button is visually working. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Oh, that's why I had those switches. Okay. So let's do this. If you are pressed, turn on. Okay, so we're going to do level up button 1. Then we're going to have button 2, button 3, and you'll see why we're having all these later. Button 5. Ooh, not 45, button 5. Turn on button 1. And then if you're released, turn off button 1. Perfect. Okay. So let's come in here. Sorry, I keep getting really thrown off because over on this other side of my monitor, I have both the Twitch and YouTube streams up. And the YouTube stream is like 20 seconds behind where the Twitch stream is. And so it's weird because I'll be on the Twitch stream and I'm like doing stuff that's not very flashy. And then suddenly the YouTube stream will pop up something and I'm like, what is happening? And it's because it's like 20 seconds behind. Okay, so now we need to get the coordinates of button numero dos, which is right here. So that is 408, 368, 408, 368. And this corner, 632, 432. 632, 432. Okay, so if you're in there, this is the Dex button. And we're going to show, so this is the highlight of that one. And then if you're pressed, turn on button 2 pressed. And then show box number 5. When you're released, turn off button 2. Ooh, there we go. And show highlight. Okay, let's get the other else. We need these coordinates. 648, 288. 648. 288. 872, 352. 872, 352. Okay, and then this is, oh, not VDEX. Okay, this is going to be the strength button. You are showing highlight. And then if you're pressed, turn on button 3. Show that. If you're released, then turn off button 3 and show the highlight. Let's come up here because this is going to drive me nuts if I don't get rid of that V. Save that. And then last but not least, actually this is not last. This is second to last. Forgot we need to do the confirm button too. Okay, so we've got 648, 368, 648, and then 368. Right? Was it 368? 648, 368. Okay. And then we've got 872, 432. 872, 432. Okay, this is the luck button. So we're going to show the luck highlight. If you're pressed, turn on that. Luck pressed. If you are released, turn off that switch. and just show the highlight. Okay. So then, last but not least, now is the confirm button. 528, 448, 528, 448, and 752, 512, 752, 512. Okay, and then this is the confirm button. Show the highlight. If you press, turn on. Actually, don't think we need button 5. But we're going to keep it anyway just to be safe. Because the reason why we're turning on and off these switches is so that we can show the text moving. Which I know sounds weird, but let me explain. Let's turn off the else handler there. Save that. Okay, so let me show you what I mean. So if we come in here, turn on that switch. Okay, let's just get all these loaded. Okay. So we do need the else handler. Because as you can see, if I click move out of there and then release, there's no... Yeah, there's no... Okay. Yep. Sorry. I'm going to fix that bug really quick. So we do need the else handler, and we need that initial image. So you on else, show that image. Right. Nope, show that image. Number 1. Numero uno. Okay. Now, let's come in here, turn on switch 31. Turn on switch 31. Okay, let's show all those images. Okay, so now, if you're outside of the bounding boxes of any of these boxes, it releases them. Okay, they're all clickable, they all do the right colors and everything like that, so sweet. Now, we need to add some... Oh, actually, let's test this. Okay, sweet, I can't move. Now I want to test... Oh, well, I can't... Well, no, I can close it. I can. Yeah. But let's do this. Well, never mind. That would just be a temporary thing. Anyway, because once you can click the confirm box, it will add the stats. Yeah. Okay, we're fine. So let's come over here. And then if we do this, 31 is on. Sweet. Oh! That should be fine, because when you kill the monster, it will hide the HUD. Because you can't see this screen until you kill the monster when you get your experience to level up. Yeah, so that should be fine. We don't need to worry about that. That's whatever. A part of me was like, oh, I wonder if the monster's going to be animated in the background. Well, yeah, he's going to be animated in the background. But again, he's going to be dead, so it's not going to matter. Yes. All right, so let's do this then. And... Okay. Alright, so I don't need to do any of that, obviously. Wait, no, I was testing something. I just forgot what I was testing because it was so broken with the monster. Here's what I want to test. I want to see... Oh my gosh. Alright, never mind. We're just going to kill this guy. I want to see if, when I have items in my inventory... Okay. So let's test this really quick. I want to test to make sure that I can't pick up what might be on the ground. Okay, good. Because it's just stuff here, so I can't pick up that dice back there. But if we want to do more testing and confirming, making sure, so if we move you to our luck, and let's also pick up another one and just put it in our inventory. I just want to make sure all of that is disabled because I don't want people breaking that. Okay, yeah, so all of that is disabled. Perfect. Okay. I'm also going to come in, that's the bestiary. bestiary. I think it was bestiary is how you pronounce that. Let's take this. So this is my loading script. So I'm going to do level up. We're just going to show all of these, because this will load all of the images into memory. So there is no flashing as you're going along. I want to check and see if there's any kind of script to just load all the images. Because I know it's fast, but that little flicker is just enough to make you go, what the? Okay. And then we add a 1 frame wait time between them all. Save. Okay, that should reduce any flicker. Not just reduce, it should eliminate any flicker we were having. So if we come over here, we turn on, nope, we turn on 31, there should be, what the? Wouldn't it have loaded? Is it just turning on? Loaded graphics is off, okay. So let's confirm. Loaded graphics is on. Oh! What? Well, no. Why is it, Have I just disabled that loading? I think I disabled the loading. So I think when you click the confirm button... No. Okay, is it over here? Oh, why is it turning on loaded graphics? Why? Because none of this should work until loaded graphics finishes. Okay, is something else turning on loaded graphics? Sorry, this is just a weird... So it's instantly turning on loaded graphics. So something's going on here. Creating hero, transition, model next, confirm, typing, turn on A, turns on A, turn off transition, turn off creating hero, wait for 60 seconds. I don't know why we're waiting for 60 seconds, that's just adding to it. And then transfer to test dungeon. That's if loaded graphics is on. Oh, okay, so I've turned off the loading completely. Why did I do that? Okay, something's weird going on. Something weird is going on. It's floor number. But this has to have loaded graphics. What is it? What is happening? What is happening? Why? Because that loaded graphics has to be on there, has to be on there, has to be not on there. All right, something is turning it on. And this is driving me crazy. What? Oh. That makes sense. Okay. So I moved the loading graphics event to this other map. So it could load the graphics before you actually got to the dungeon. That makes sense. So it's loading some of the graphics, turning on the switch, and then when you get there, it turns on the other switch. Okay. All right. I'm just crazy. That's all. So if we confirm, come over here. Oh. Okay. Now. Okay, there we go. Now. Whew. Okay, there we go. That reduces all the flickering. Whew. That was a nightmare and a half. Okay, so next up, we need to... Wait, okay, so I can't move. That's good. That's going to be even better for creating these things. Okay, just for simplicity's sake, so you guys can see what's going on. I know you haven't seen this part yet, so I'm going to switch that off. Hey, now you can see what I can see. Okay, so here's how we're going to do this. So we need to go into HUD Maker. Okay, so we need text. So let's grab... We've got the draw. Let's just do that. Yeah, text draw 0. Let's make a clone of you. Okay, so what switches are we working with here? We need... What are you? Card draws? We'll just move that up. Okay, so it's level up. So if it's 31, so if 31 is on. So if 31 is equal to true... and 7, we don't want 7, and 32 is equal, and 32 is equal to false. Refresh. Okay, so let's hide everything else. There we go. Why can I not move that? What is happening? Draw. Oh, well, that's a bit of a problem. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We just won't work on this with clicking, because clicking makes it disappear. Okay, that's the problem. That's the problem, which is fine. Okay, we will hide everything else. Draw. Okay, so we want you to say vitality yes. So you're gonna say vitality should we get rid of that? Yeah, so vitality, and we want you to show what our current vitality is, which is player vitality is 52. So show value 52. So that should be 1. Okay, so how am I going to do this part? So I want it to be it's showing the vitality. Maybe instead of showing what your current vitality is, we say vitality. Well, yeah, because it's vitality 1. So that's showing what your vitality currently is. Plus. Okay, we're going to need some more variables. How are we going to do this? So we have the vitality that we don't want to affect yet. Well, we can make more variables. I mean, we're going to need a variable anyway. Which I don't think we have any more open variables. We've got rooms 1 through 60. We've got the monsters. So this is the bestiary. Bestiary. I'm not looking that up again. We got room decor 1 through 60. Okay, so that means right here. So we have level up points. So that's how many points you have when you level up. And then we'll have level up vitality add. Yeah, that's descriptive enough. So we need strength add. We need... Nope. Oh, wait, what is it? Yeah. So it's vitality, dex, attack luck. Okay. So vitality, dexterity, strength, And luck. Okay. 902. 901. Okay, yes. Yes. Okay. So save that, and then let's go over here again. So it's vitality 1 plus. Let's grab all of you. 901. This is where I'm kind of thinking, do we actually need it to show the current vitality plus what you're giving it? I don't think so. I don't think we need to add that. I mean, we could. I think it might look better. I think it might look better if we just get rid of this part. Keep the... Oh my gosh. There we go. The addition. So it's vitality plus whatever you're giving it. I think that looks probably the best. So let's come over here. Let's get this centered on the button. Yeah. That should look good. Okay, so vitality plus, and then every time you click it, it will go up depending on how many points you have. I think that's good. So let's clone you. I'm going to go back up to this one, though. This is going to be the one. Okay, let's do... Oh, but I can't. That's fine. That's fine. Let's just make sure you get lined up. Okay. Now we come over here to this guy. You're going to be centered. Okay. And then what was the text on you again? Something like, yeah, something like... Let's do stat points. Stat points, and this is going to be 901. Okay, so that's how many stat points you have remaining. Okay, we do not... Okay, so let's do 1, and then 3 is 30, so we need to do 15. So that's 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's how... Okay, that should be perfectly centered. Yes. Okay, so... So how are we going to now do... Well, okay, so let's just finish the vitality one. Let's finish the vitality one. So if we come here, vitality, let's clone you one more time because we need you to be... Go. And then we're going to move you 1, 2, 3, 4 because you are going to show if 32 is equal to true. So this is where those switches are coming in. So then if I click... Oh. We don't want that. You are what we want. We're just going to say if 31 is equal to true, go to the end, delete that, refresh. Okay. What? You. 31 is equal to true. What the... What? Delete. Refresh. Okay, there we go. Whew. That was weird. Okay, there we go. Perfect. So, we now need... Well, let's close you, because we're done in there for now. Because we need to add a little bit more logic. So for you... If vitality button, if you're pressed, don't do anything. It's when you're released. So when you're released, conditional branch. If points is equal to, if you are greater than or equal to 1. So if you have a remaining point, then we need a conditional branch. So if the level up points are greater than or equal to 1, then we're going to add 1 to vitality, and we're going to sub 1 from the points remaining. Okay, but then if it's at 0, right? So if you're greater than 1, you're adding to it. But if it's not, then set level up points to whatever that is, and then set vitality add to 0. Okay. So that should make it. So if we come in here and we go all the way down to here, let's give ourselves 1 point. Okay, and then let's really hoping that would, I should have done this before I went all the way up. Okay, turn that on. Okay, so we have 1 stat point. Perfect. So if we click U, okay, vitality will be +1. We have stats remaining 0. And then if we click it again, it'll set this to 0. And that to -1. Why? You should be... Oh! Set it, not subtract it. Set it to that. It's also just for testing purposes. When you turn on, we're going to do variables, set that to 1. That way I don't have to go down there and set that to 1 every time. Confirm. Okay, let's turn on level up. Have 1 point. Do that. 1, 0. If I click it again, 0, 1. Okay, there we go. Now, this should technically... Oh, nope. If I set this to like 5, I should then be able to confirm. If I come down here, turn you on, I should then be able to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and if I click it again, it sets it back to 0. There we go. Perfect. Oh, I'm also realizing I should do that. That way it's not just some little box off in the corner. I completely forgot to turn that back on after I was done with that. Okay, there we go. Goes up, back to 0. Yeah. Okay, so now that we know that's working, we just need to do all of that again, but for all the other stats. So let's get into it. Okay, so it's just this part here. When it's released, do that. Is that all we need? Well, that's all we need to make it functional. So if you're released, if level up points, okay, add 1 to dexterity. Subtract that. If not, then set level up points to whatever the dexterity is. Set dexterity to 0. Okay. If you're released, level up points, add to strength. If not, then set level up points to whatever strength is. And then set strength to 0. And if you're released, level up points, add to luck. Level up points -1. Set level up points to whatever the luck is. And set luck to 0. Okay, that should be it for that. Now, we just need to hide that so you can see what I'm doing again. Alright, we'll jump in here. We will turn on... Nope. We will turn on that one. And let's do this. So let's hide everything that we can't see. clone you. And we'll say if 31 is on and if 33 is false. And let's do a relative. Okay, so it's 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Centered. Perfect. So then you are Dex plus 903. Fresh. There we go. And then let's not hide everything. We're going to go with Dex, clone. Wait, no, that should still be fine. Okay, and then you are if 33 is equal to true. Fresh. Perfect. Okay, so that should be it. So I should then be able to click that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Set it back to 0. And this should only set it to 3. Perfect. Yeah, I feel like that should work well. So if you reset that, and then we reset that, we've got all 5 points back. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Yeah, all right. I think that feels good. All right, so let's do more of this. So dexterity, let's clone. Actually, that's yeah, that's right. So let's clone you. Right? One, two. Okay, so that's centered. Then you are strength plus 904. Fresh. Okay. And then we clone you. Okay, and then you are, if you are true, fresh. Okay, then I just want to make sure, is the dexterity actually centered? Yeah, I don't think I had it centered before. So if we come here... Okay, yeah, it wasn't centered before. What am I doing here? Vitality. Whew. Let's go with Vitality 2. Man. But it's worth it. It's all good. Show. Okay. That. Oh, okay. It was centered. It was centered. I'm an idiot. Oh, we've got to change all that again. Okay, here we go. Vitality. Okay, so we go 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we need to show the other vitality again. One, two, three, four. There's, yeah, pixel, I'm centering it now. I'm centering it properly now. I think. Nope, still not centered properly. Okay, so we do 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should be centered properly. Yes, there we go. That's better. Okay. Now we need to show everything else. Sheesh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. That is set correctly. Perfect. Sheesh. Alright, let's center everything again properly. 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then show everything. Let's show that. Okay. Now we've got strength. Whoop. Okay, and then don't hide everything. Show this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Whew. I messed that one up big time, but we're good now. No, we're not. We're not good yet. You, 31, and then you are if 34 is false. So that'll hide it. But then we need, oh, geez. Then we need the hidden one, which is you. And you need to be if 34 is true. Okay. There we go. Whew, that was a blast. Time for the last one. Sheesh. Okay, so then let's clone you. Put you there. You 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you are luck plus 905. And you are if 35. Oh, come on. 35 is equal to false. There we go. And then just clown ye. One, 2, 3, 4. And you are if 35 is equal to true. Okay, now I can do that, and that, and that, and that. Confirm button doesn't do anything yet, but there we go. Look at that. We can set our stats. We've got our stat points to go down. Luck plus 2, dexterity, vitality, strength. Boom! All right. Set that to 0, 0, 0, and 0. Whew. There we go. Oh, that's looking pretty good, I must say. Looking pretty good. All right, so let's just finish this system up. So we don't want to be able to confirm if you have unspent stat points. Show. Let's do that. So come over here. Stats. Dex button, strength button, luck button. Okay. If you're released. Yeah. What kind of indicator should we have that you can't confirm until all are spent? We could flash the remaining red. We could flash it red to indicate. Yeah, so, because if you click confirm, so if you're over here, oh my gosh, keep forgetting to turn that back on. Okay, so if you're in here, you've leveled up. Nope, you've leveled up. And you click confirm, and you still have unspent points. When you let go, I could have this, stat points. This could flash red. Yeah, we could do that. I think that might look best. Yeah. Okay, so let's grab... I'm just going to grab the red really quick for a good flash. Okay, so then over here, let's turn this off again. So then over here, let's do stat points. Okay, let's hide everything. Stat points, 5. Let's clone you. Do relative. So we can snap you to that. Okay, so then the text color is going to be 235, 58, and 58. Okay, that should be a good red color. Yeah, that should be all right. Okay, then we only want that to show, so we want to flip a switch. So if you click the confirm button, then you need to check and see if the stat points are not equal to 0. Then we're going to do this. Yeah. So if you're released, do that. Stat points, if it's not equal to 0. So if you still have points to spend. Let's do it this way. If you're equal to 0, that will be you actually leaving the event. If it's not, this is what we're going to do. We're going to, I don't know, turn on switch, flash, text. Turn it on, wait for 5 frames, not 60 frames. And then turn it off. Do that a couple times. Okay. I think that should be all that we need. So switch 37. Okay, so then over here, you are, if switch 37 is equal to true. Okay. So, perfect. So that if we come over here, we saved that. So then let's test this. Okay. So if we level up, we've got stat points to spend. If we click confirm. Oh! I know what the problem is. It's because you... And then we need to come over to this top text. So then if true and if 37 is equal to false. Refresh. Okay. So then if we click confirm, there we go. Stat points to spend, 5. Flashes a couple times. I think that's a good enough indicator to let the player know, hey, you've got stat points you need to spend. So let's spend some stat points. You still have 1 to spend. There we go. Okay. And then we can confirm, and we'll be good to go. Perfect. Okay. So then let's make it so when you've spent all your stat points, you click the confirm button. So if the stat points pool is equal to 0, then we need to erase picture 99 and 100. Okay, erase picture 99 and 100. There we go. Okay. And then what do we need to turn off? What switches have we turned on? So we need to turn off switch A eventually. All of those should be off. I think at this point we just need to adjust the actual stats now. So let's do variables. So set player vitality, add level up vitality. Okay, so this will add whatever vitality points you've added it'll add to your permanent vitality. Okay, and then dexterity needs to do player dexterity, player strength, add player strength, and player luck, add to player luck. Okay. So that's adding those stats. And then we need to adjust the HP now, which we have a script for that. So let's come into this one. Right? The draw button? No, it's the dice button. So when you release the dice, come over here to vitality, strength, dexterity, vitality. Okay. So we're going to have this increase vitality though, but not... Well, let's fully heal up. Yeah, on level up, you fully heal. I think that's fair enough. That happens in a lot of games. Okay, so confirm button. Okay, so we're going to set 51 to 52 times 3 plus 3. Is that right? So 51. So set 51 to 52 times 3. Yes, but... Okay, so we're going to need to adjust this then, because this is not taking into account your actual vitality. Okay, yeah, so we need to set 51... Oh, wait. No, that is correct. Yes, because it's setting 51 to 52, which is your player vitality, times 3. So however much vitality you have, multiply it by 3. Set the max HP to that, plus 3, which is your player HP mod. Okay? And then it's setting 50 to 50 plus 2. That's the one we don't want, though. So what we need to do here is set 50 to 50. Nope, set 50 to 51. Because 51 is the max HP. So just set 50 to 51. We'll close that off. And then I think... So it's open, 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 close, close, close. Okay, that should be fine. And then we don't need to worry about that. So this is just increase and healing player. That is still fine. Okay. I think that's all we should need. And then we're going to set variables 902 and 905. 2 through 905 to 0. And then that should be it. And then we just change self switch. Nope, we need to turn off level up and self switch. Yes. So then control switches, turn off, level up, and turn off self switch. Oh my gosh. I'm misclicking so much today. It's a freaking Monday. Turn off A. So turn off level up, turn off A. There we go. Okay. So, with all of that, we should now be able to come in here. F9, let's turn on level up. Okay, I've leveled up. I've got stats to spend. If I spend 4 but not 5, it freaks out at me. If I spend 1 more, I should now be able to confirm, and it'll close all these menus, update my stats by 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1. Perfect. My max HP is now 9, which makes sense because I have no vitality modifier, but I've just increased my vitality to 3. Okay, there we go. And then if I were to... I need to handle the... That's something else we need to handle. But if we then come back over here, let's just say I level up again. Bada boom. I've got 5 points to spend. Let's just dump them all in vitality. Confirm. Yeah. There we go. Perfect. That level up system is working perfectly. Exactly how I want it to. Oh, that feels good. That feels good. So I think the only other thing we need to add is the experience, right? So you level up, your experience hits whatever it needs to hit. Now, how am I going to scale that? Crap. Okay, so here's what we have. Here's what we're working with. So you kill the monster. No, that spawns the monster. You kill the monster. And then this is if the player's XP is greater than or equal to player XP max. Yes. And then it turns on level up. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. But then what we need to do is should we handle... Yeah, let's not handle any of that in here. Let's come into this event. So here's where we're going to handle the experience change. So before any of showing the pictures happens, let's control the variables. So the player's experience. Here's what we need to do. Yes. So where is the experience being handled? Down here. 48 and 49 are the experience points. Okay, so 48. So if... So let's do variables 48 and 49. There we go. Okay, so player XP minus player XP max. Because we want you to be able to retain any excess experience that you've gained. Yes. Any excess experience you've gained. So it's just subtracting however much you needed to level up from there. Okay. And then we're going to do control variables, add... we'll just do a generic number for now. So the max HP raises by... 25? Sure, we'll do 25. 30. We'll just do 25 for now. Okay, so that way, when you level up, it adds the level up points, which I'm going to reduce that. It's not going to be 5 every time, but it gives you the points to spend. Let's just say it gives you 2. You can increase 2 stats, or a stat twice. And then it reduces the player's experience by however much the max experience was, and then it raises the max experience needed by 25 points. And we want to add 1 to the player level. Okay, so you are now level 2. I'm just now realizing we probably want some indication that this is a level up window. Yes, we want to show this as a level up window. So let's do that. Let's grab some text. Level up. Okay. Should we add its own little window? Its own little frame? Let's add a box called level up. Okay, you are seeing what I'm seeing. Sorry, I freaked out for a second. I thought I was on the wrong scene in OBS and you guys weren't seeing what I was seeing. Okay, so level up. Let's add a frame. 16. Okay, 16. And then we reduce the frame size. Okay. Yeah. Let's keep going. Okay. Let's do 16. And then we need to grab you. Free transform. Okay. And let's move this. Yeah, I think that should be fine. So it's just like, level up. And what if it said something like 1 to 2? Nah. Just level up. I think that should be alright. Yeah. It's good enough for now. Good enough for now. Okay, so let's show you right there. And then let's do, just for simplicity's sake. Okay, so you are showing at 640, 154. Okay, 650, 640, 154. 640, 154. 640, 154. Okay, we'll show you right there. Merge down, save you. Okay. So with that, we should be able to come over here, confirm, yada, yada, yada. Turn on that switch. Level up. Select a stat to increase stat. Okay, select a stat to increase stat points 2. We'll sign there. Confirm. Oh, you have more stat points. Okay, let's do vitality and dexterity. And confirm. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Now, I just want to get an actual level up and see how it works in the game. So, the bestiary, however you pronounce that thing, I can never remember. Let's do the experience you get is 25. And 30. And 35. And let's reduce that by 1. Just to make it a little bit easier. Okay, so we're just going to do a quick test playthrough just to see if this is working. And then I think this might be the last system we implement today. So, alright. Oh, there we go. Blam blam. Okay. Let's get one more good draw. I'm gonna die on this first guy. Jeez. Let me level up. Okay. So I kill him. There we go. Yeah, that would make sense, because I think I've set the current level 1 experience needed to 50, so that seems about 30, right? Do I have that set correctly? Experience, level, player XP, okay, 50, yeah. Okay, let's find another monster. So it shouldn't matter. Okay, so this guy, I should be able to, as long as I don't freaking die, I should be able to level up and have some leftover experience points. Yeah, level up. Okay, I've got my leftover experience points. I'm level 2. Level up. Let's go 2 into vitality. Bam. Yeah. Leveled up. Healed. That feels good. That feels good. Okay, perfect. Well, that system is working. So, happy day. All right, I feel pretty good about that. Oh, what am I doing with my life? Oh, well, that's something else I need to fix. That is something else I need to fix. Let's come over here. Auto draw after busting. Can't believe I forgot that. Because yeah, I just realized it's not drawing because I busted. Which is fine, not the end of the world. Okay, I think just one more monster, and I should have my level. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Let's do more into strength. Perfect. Oh man, I can do 5 damage now per hit. So this is where balancing is going to get a little crazy. I also think we're probably just going to do 1 stat point on level up. So you get your 1 stat point you get to spec into. Because yeah, it starts getting ridiculous. So that's where the balancing is going to come into play. We're going to need to balance the monsters' health points. We're going to need to balance my attacks. But with all of that, the level up system is working. I'm going to bust. Yep. The level up system is working, technically. Okay, let's see if I can get just 1 more level. And then we're going to probably call that good. Come on. There we go. Of course. 1 more monster, and then I'll level up. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, because you can get a little carried away with the strength, right? Because right there, look at that. I'm doing 7 damage per hit. I think I also need to reduce... Yeah, 7, 8 damage per hit. Yeah, 1, I'm going to... did I pick up these dice? Are these things spawning in still? I feel like I picked up those dice. Maybe I'm just going crazy. I think I'm just going crazy. Anyway, yeah. So and a blackjack. I didn't stand a chance. Yeah, so I think I need... Yeah, 1, balancing is going to be huge. Because, yeah, I can just get pretty overpowered pretty quickly. Especially when you get blackjacks. Because that means I did 16 damage right there. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of balancing that's needed. Yeah, because I want you to feel like you're... Now, obviously, you're not going to be getting this much experience every time. So you're not going to be leveling up as fast as I'm leveling up now, which is good. But yeah, so I think if I reduce the amount of stat points you get on level up, so you're only getting 1 on level up, I think that'll help. And I think if eventually, once I set it so you're not getting as much experience per kill, because I've only increased the experience just to test and make sure it was working, which it is. But yeah, you should not be level 5 before you're even finished with the first dungeon. So that's going to be some balancing as well. But yeah, I think it's feeling decent. I like that you can actually level up now. I do need to... I think tomorrow we're going to create the exit, which will also need the... Jeez, yeah. So I'm doing 18 damage now if I get a blackjack. I mean, even still, that's just 1-hit kills on basically every monster. So yeah, that's... Yeah, so we need to reduce the amount of experience you're gaining, obviously. And then let's also... We're going to do the exit and the switch tomorrow. And then, yeah, balancing will start coming into play as you're going along. Yeah. But, hey, balancing with RNG is a nightmare, so that's going to be fun. So, yeah, you're definitely not going to be level 6 by the time you finish floor 1, right? By the time you finish the floor, you're not going to be level 6. Okay, so really quickly, just while I'm thinking about it, reduce that to 1. You only get 1 stat point. And then we're reducing the experience the monsters give to 2, 3, and 4. Now, the monsters are going to have to be balanced eventually anyway. But for now, we'll call that good. Yeah, I still think eventually I might make it so the monsters are actually... Because it feels like you're not necessarily cheating. I don't know, because with Blackjack, you're not supposed to know how high you need to draw. You're just trying to draw as high as you can without busting, and then just hope and pray the dealer doesn't draw higher than you. And in this case, the monsters are the dealers. But you already know what the dealer has, which is a 12. So it kind of eliminates that whole, you know, nerve-wracking feeling of like, oh, I hope that I draw higher, because you already know that you are. So I don't know. I'm still trying to decide if I actually show the player's AC, or maybe I have them draw after you've drawn. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But for now, we'll call that good. Yeah, we'll call that good. Oh, no. Yeah. Yeah. We'll call that good. Okay, I feel like there was one other thing that I wanted. Oh my gosh, all I've gotten is dexterity dice. I feel like I might be able to make a good saving throw. Let's try it. 4. Nope. Okay, so I reduced the XP that you get from monsters, which is good. Yeah, I think we might eventually just make it so that you're not... When you're attacking the monsters, maybe just don't show... Well, but right now it's all just based off of if you're actually getting their... above their armor class. Yeah. I don't know. We'll stick with it for now. And we'll see what happens. Jeez. Who needs to spec into dexterity when all you get is just a whole bunch of dice? Alright, there we go. I also don't know how I feel. A part of me likes the idea of, depending on how many cards you've drawn, that's how many times you attack. But I also kind of feel like it's a little cheap, because sometimes you'll be able to draw a ton of cards, and then other times not so much, like that one. This one. So I don't know. I'm trying to decide if I should change it to where when you attack, it just does the 2, and that's it. I mean, it's kind of fun to attack as many times as you've drawn cards, so it kind of rewards you being a little bit more risky, which is why I've kept it like this. Because I want you to take risks. I don't want you to know that you've drawn exactly how much you need. Whoops. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Did I add that already? Auto draw after busting. Okay, I did. So I'm good there, so we can fix that bug later. Not necessarily a bug, but since it's a feature that I added, I want to match the features. Okay, well, yeah, I think we're probably going to call that good for today. Yeah, that level up system, it's bare minimum, but it's functional, right? You get your stats, you can use, yeah, so I mean, yeah, it's bare minimum, but it gets the job done. You can, you know, you've got stat points you can spend, which is what we need. So yeah, I would say it's, oh my gosh. I've gotten so many dexterity dice. I was really hoping I could test an actual level up to see how it feels. There we go. Whew. I just hope there's enough monsters that I can kill in the dungeon to get enough experience. We're running low on rooms. I think so long as I can find at least 2 more monsters that aren't those tiny monsters. Oh wait, there we go. Not that the luck does anything yet, but eventually. Come on, let me level up. Okay, this one should give me a level up. Yeah! There we go. All right, we're leveled up. We've got our 1 stat point to spend. If we don't spend it, it freaks out at us. Level 2. I think also at some point I'm going to add, like, with the bars, I think at some point I'm going to add, like, the ghosting, right? So, like, when I get hit, it shows how much I got hit, and then it goes down. With the experience, it shows how much I gained, and then it goes up, that kind of thing. I don't know if it would work very well there. I also at some point I'll add it to the monsters heads-up display, which I'm probably going to change eventually anyway. I'm not really happy with this, how it looks, the layout, all that stuff. I kind of want to add something maybe up here at the top instead. So instead of being down here, it's up here. And that way, if I ever make it so that the monster is drawing cards, it puts them here instead, you know. Yeah. I think that's what I'm going to do, eventually. Because I think it would be more fun if you draw the cards and you don't know the monster's armor class. Because right now it just feels like, oh, I'm just drawing until I hit a number. Once I hit that number, then bada bing, bada boom, I attack. It's whatever. There doesn't feel like as much risk to it. And the great thing about Blackjack is there's risk. You're like, okay, well, I've drawn a... Well, okay, it's a bad example. I've drawn a 13. Now I've drawn a 14. This could be risky. Anyway, the whole great thing about Blackjack is you don't know what you actually need. And so you keep drawing until you get as high as you possibly can. And with knowing the monster's armor class, it kind of takes that out of it, which maybe could be fun in a way. But anyway, so I think we'll change that eventually so that the monsters are the dealers. They're drawing the cards. You don't know how much you actually need. So yeah, so on and so forth. And so the difficulty will not necessarily be the monster's armor class, but more the monster's attack, right? So you're like, do I want to risk being attacked? And anyway, we'll see. We'll see what happens eventually. But for now, we've got a working system. We're good to go. Tomorrow, we might do some more artwork stuff. So we're going to do maybe some more decorations in the room. So like we've got the vines right now. Yeah. Ooh. Come on. Get us out of here. There we go. But yeah, more vines. Maybe another dungeon as well. We could add another floor. Or the exits. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But anyway. Well, I think we're going to call that good. So, yeah. I'm trying to think if there's something else. Nope. So let's come over to here to Trello. We've created the level up system. Fantastic. So yeah, tomorrow I think we're going to add the switch that opens the door, creating an exit, goes to the next floor. We'll probably add a third floor, add more room decorations. Oh, and we need to fix that. All right, that'll be the first thing we fix tomorrow. And then the switch to open doors, creating the exit. I also need to add, what is it? Limit amount of items that can spawn per floor. And limit amount of, amount of monsters that can spawn per floor. Because basically with the RNG, it won't necessarily do this all the time. It would be very rare. But on the rare occasion, since it is 100% completely random, it is literally just every time you enter a room, if it doesn't have an item or a monster or an assigned 0 value, then it assigns it just based on a random number. -3 through 3. And it could technically be 1 through 3 every single time. So you may occasionally run into times where you just, every single room you enter, it's a monster. And so you could have this entire thing, you could run into 50 monsters and 0 items, which would not be good. Not be good at all. So I need to limit the amount of monsters and items there are in the rooms. So I just need to say, you know, before you start spawning things, or maybe after you say to spawn them, then just say, hey, if you've spawned 20 monsters on this floor already, no more monsters. You can't spawn anymore. If you've spawned 20 items already, no more items on this floor. We just want to make sure we limit that, because it's fine-tuning the RNG so that you're not just getting swamped with monsters and items in any way, shape, or form, because we want a good balance, right? Which right now, it's a 1 in 7 chance that it spawns, or I guess it's a 3 in 7 chance that it spawns an item, a 3 in 7 chance that it spawns a monster, and a 1 in 7 chance that it spawns nothing. So yeah, so we just want to make sure to limit that so that you're not spawning nothing but monsters, nothing but items. Yeah. I'll also probably fine tune it so eventually, depending on how many items you have found and picked up, I don't know. Thinking out loud here, I think I want to make it eventually to where, as you are spawning monsters, if it's spawned, like say the limit is 20, as it gets closer and closer to that cap, the less chance it has to spawn those monsters, right? So if it spawned 19 out of 20, the chances of the 20th gets pretty low as compared to spawning an item. So if one item has spawned and 19 monsters have spawned, the chances of spawning a monster are way down here, and the chances of spawning an item are way up here. And then as it spawns items, it'll kind of even out until it just becomes a 50-50 chance. Anyway, that is down the line, though. That's as we're balancing the dungeons, we'll focus on that. So anyway, well, we're going to call that good. So I appreciate everyone being here. Thank you so much for all the chats. Looks like we've got a couple more followers, so thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. Yeah, if you have any suggestions, questions, anything like that, I'm gonna be here. You know, I've got my schedule trying to do this every weekday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So yeah, feel free to jump in here anytime if you've got anything you want to chat about. But yeah, I'm terrible at outros, so I'm just gonna say thank you. I appreciate your time. And we will see you tomorrow. Yeah. Bye.